Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the JoBros Podcast. I am your host, Killer Queen Memes the Dust. With us are our co-hosts, vDeadbolt.
Hello?
And Grim the Fang King.
Your friendly neighborhood fence straddler.
Now, since this is the first episode, I'm just going to explain the small changes between the Buttery Podcast and this one. Buttery Podcast, we typically had set things we're going to talk about, which we have two set things we're going to talk about this episode, mainly because we wanted to make sure we talk about these things. But unlike that, the most part, this is just going to be a chill podcast where we talk about whatever the fuck we want. So now I'll let vDeadbolt, if he wants to introduce himself, then after that I'll let Glim do it. Then we can just get into this.
I'll pass. I don't want
Alright. You want to introduce yourself, Glim, or you want to just get right into this shit?
There's nothing anybody really needs to know about me. I make shitty content.
Alright.
I'm a bully.
We're depressed bullies.
Well, all of us are depressed bullies.
and
It's
we're
fine.
Oh, Jarrell's here.
Well, way to say that. Nobody knows that Jarrell's here, but now all of a
who the
sudden,
fuck
now
is he?
everyone knows. Who's Jarrell?
Thanks for exposing him. Jesus
Exposed. Fucking exposed. Wow. So which of the topics do you want to talk about first?
Well, so I think just my personal preference would be that we just kind of start with the elephant in the room, since I'm sure that's what everybody wants to hear about. They want to know about the situation that has led us to this point.
Yeah. That's fine. We can talk about the mentally challenged elephant.
Alright, guys. A moment of silence, please, for the Clothespins server.
That's a marriage fucking thing. What the hell are you doing?
It's
Exactly. When you get married is the moment that your soul dies, and you lose all your freedoms. So, I mean...
game over, guys. Haha, that's an epic gamer moment.
The moment my soul died was when my wife left me. She took the kids.
Did she take the dog, too?
Yeah, she took the dog, she took the house, she
fucking cunt.
took everything.
Hey, let's go kick
I
her
live
out.
in a cardboard box and upload my videos at a Starbucks.
I live in a cardboard box.
Alright, so yeah, let's get to the topic, because cardboard boxes are not, they trigger me.
So well, first I want to address what vDeadbolt said, because he just kind of blew the lid off of that one. So basically, rip the Clothespins Discord server. As of tomorrow sometime, it will no longer be alive at all.
Well, now you're dating this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload the podcast by today.
Okay. As of whenever this is uploaded, as of Friday the fucking 22nd of February 2019, just in case this is uploaded like 3 years from now, fucking the Clothespins Discord will no longer fucking exist. Are you happy? Are you happy?
Yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this is sort of about. Like, we can just kind of go into why that is.
2ndStatus is a cunt, that's why.
His name is 2K because black people like basketball games.
It's kind of racist, but...
Kind of true at the same time. It's
Kinda
fine.
coming from me, so...
Yeah, coming from you.
Sorry, guys.
So I'll let vDeadbolt start off the story of how the fuck this all started off, mainly because you were there the whole time. I was there
so I
partway
was
through.
there the whole time. Okay, I was there since...
Well, I was there from day one as well, so
Alright,
me and him
okay,
can kind of...
Oh, okay. We're gonna go from the very beginning of the story.
Alright,
Okay.
Too long didn't read version, so anyone who wants to skip it. Kai loves to play Devil's Advocate, and the reason why he played Devil's Advocate, he got salty and ended up causing a schism in the server. So here's what actually happened. It started as a debate. Some kid was like, who would win in a fight, a professional boxer or a street fighter? We all came to the conclusion that a professional boxer would win in any situation because of their coordination and their and they know what's like how to actually fight.
They're conditioning.
They're actually conditioned to train for this shit. So And then Kai comes in and starts playing devil's advocate like usual, and says, "Well, I mean, when it comes to like weapons and all that, and they might not stand a chance, you know." And we're like,
He
"Okay,
basically
what
started
makes
talking
you-"
about this guy pulling grenades and ninja stars out of his fucking asshole.
Yeah, and then we
during
start
the
memeing
fight.
the shit out of him. Okay, we meme the shit out of him, and then the debate, and then it stops, and then one of the members he's in the call right now, but one of the members in the server asked me if he could post an image, like of a troll under a bridge, to see if he can get the message, and I gave him the permission, and then Kai ends up banning Vegeta because he replied. So after
He
that,
didn't even post the meme. He replied. He
yeah,
responded
he
to the meme.
replied to the
I do have to interject. The first time he kicked Vegeta.
He
But
kicked
still,
Vegeta,
still
but-
definitely too far.
Yeah, I mean, still banned, and then banned him afterwards because he just came back because he thought that like a kick means it's like you're gone. No.
And before we go further, just to preface this, so we had a democracy system as admins in the Clothespins server. Essentially, you didn't need permission from anybody to kick or ban. However, after the kick or ban was done, if members felt that it was unfair and they called a meeting, they could vote to overturn it, and majority vote rules.
Yeah.
And that's how it's always been done. I've had bans overturned. Everybody in here has had bans overturned for the most part.
Yeah,
And
except for me.
we
only banned
voted
two people, though.
we voted to overturn the ban since he banned the wrong person in the first place, and he pretty much flipped out and went on a power trip.
Yeah.
The Kai's thing, it's not unusual. Like it's not like all this happened from one incident. Okay, since the very beginning of the server when it started, and I was made the first admin, Kai was made the second. Kai is 2ndStatus, by the way. His actual name's Kai. That's why we're calling him Kai.
Okay. Yeah.
He's had incidents with people. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just saying there have been incidents throughout the whole server. So don't think that we're overreacting over one thing.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing too. Okay, he grabs the attention of all of us, and we all get in the call, and then he gets pissed off. He's like, he tells us what's happening, and then we're like,
He
"Yo,
accuses
dude."
us of giving Vegeta the invite link back when
Yeah.
all the Vegeta had to do was just go to one of Clothespins' videos.
And then literally
Yeah.
we just start laughing at him because he thought like because what he did was wrong. He fucked up. And then I literally told him the first second is like, "Yo, Kai, just take the fucking L and move on." But then afterwards, like he starts getting pissed off because we overturned his decision because all of us agreed that he fucked up. Even Jarrell, a former mod in Clothespin server who hates Vegeta's guts, as actually defending Vegeta because he knows Kai fucked up.
Yeah,
And-
me and Jarrell wanted to ban Vegeta before just because like he's a Sperg and like he got on our nerves, and like we accept him and stuff. Like he would stop when we told him to. Like he started listening and everything. Like he changed, and so we who like couldn't stand him were even like, hey, this is too much, you know. And I reminded Kai that it was a democracy. Killer was also trying to be rational about it. He muted Killer. He basically yelled at me and was like, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah, but the worst part is that he ended up bringing the attention to Clothespins himself, which he had nothing to do with this. And he brought the attention, told them what happened, and then now Clothespins like starts thinking that there's drama in the server, even though there was drama now because of what he did, but it's just so
Yeah, there was
fucking
just too much
ridiculous.
drama. There was some stuff that happened beforehand that was kind of drama with people, and a lot of people were in there clout chasing, and there were people being immature, and of course there was a lot of bans being handed out and things like that. And just all the drama got too much. It got to the point where things weren't being fun anymore, and the extent to which Kai went during all of this was just crazy. And like Clothespins really just didn't want any part of it, didn't care about the drama, was pretty much just like, hey, you know, like Kai, you know, everybody's told me all this stuff about Kai. Everybody just needs to apologize and make up. And Kai basically didn't want to admit he was wrong or apologize. He pretty much just, you know, I mean, I'm sure Killer will post the scans or whatever.
I'll post what I have.
Kai
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, Kai just being fucking self-righteous and pretty much being like, well, I think everybody just needs to be mature and grow up, and for the people who are affected by this, if they're civil, like basically he was being passive-aggressive and taking shots at us
Yeah.
because he had went and played the Daddy Clothespins card and knew that he was pretty much free from punishment at this point.
I'll read the exact first quote unquote apology. So this is the one that he put. in the staff area after Clothespins said what he said. So he said, "I don't want to propagate it, but I'm fine with everyone here as long as they're honest with their feelings and whatnot." I'm just going to dissect right here what he said there, because we were being honest to him in the call beforehand, before he even went to Clothespins, and he didn't like that. So he ran off and told Clothespins. So, no, that's bullshit right there. We've already dealt with another gang manipulative shit. I am fucking
mentalative. He's basically saying that we had a gang mentality because we disagreed with him.
I am dyslexic as fuck. I have a hard time reading this shit. But anyway, gang mentalative.
And there he's throwing shades at some people that used to be in the server. We're not going to name names or start.
Yeah, we're not going to name names or start drama or anything. But
he's basically accusing them of having a gang mentality, and he's saying we were being just like him because we all happen to disagree with his decision. So that's pretty much how he's throwing shade there.
But the thing is that as well. Oh no, you let him finish. I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay. So after that he says, which I will not name, which I will not say the name of, but either way, I do enjoy this server, as this is the only server I can ever think of being, about being in all day, which, yeah, that's why you fucking never around. Y'all are good. Y'all are my good friends and fam. You hardly ever talk to me, Kai. So, yeah, no. I will apologize for any misunderstandings and junk on my end. We are better as us versus the world and not us versus us. We weren't the one that started us versus us. This was just us telling you why you were wrong. And why what you did was wrong.
Literally, it wasn't even a thing where like people were being personally mean to him. It was literally us trying to say, "Hey, man, you got to be more reasonable. Like this was not right." We were trying to explain to him that he even banned the wrong person. That's what it was all about to begin with. It was the wrong person he punished.
Yeah,
it was unjustified.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but to add insult to injury, Clothespins brought the attention to everyone about the whole thing, and then Kai tried to play it off like we both were in the wrong, when in reality it was just him. And like people now think there's drama in the server, and now Clothespin says he wants to delete it, which just makes things worse, and people are just freaking out.
Oh, and I didn't even say the worst. I didn't even say the worst part about his apology. I didn't say the worst part of his apology.
Hold on, I want to address the thing where he said what you just read, where he said that he apologized for any miscommunications. Okay, so that's not him saying I'm sorry. What I did was, out of emotion, and I should have acted more maturely. No, that's him saying that basically we were too stupid to understand why he did what he did. Mm-hmm. That's his way of saying, there was a miscommunication. The only miscommunication was him refusing to listen.
It was he's saying saying he did nothing wrong. It was just a miscommunication.
The only miscommunication was the fact that he didn't listen to anybody and he was muting people and screaming at them.
Yeah, did we? I don't remember. Did you mention the fact that he muted me while we were in that call?
Yeah.
No, he didn't apologize to Vegeta. He didn't apologize to you for what he did. He didn't. And I wasn't even a part of the drama. I literally saw what happened and came in and was like, "Whoa, this is crazy. Like, calm down. Like, we need to sort this out." Like,
we gotta let Killer finish though. Sorry.
All right. The last part of his apology, quote unquote, is either way. Sorry, everyone. I'm officially give everyone a clear slate for the sake of the server. Giving us a clear slate. That's very generous of you, considering you were the one that fucked up.
Yeah, Mr. Self-Righteous. Like, we didn't do anything wrong, but him and his infinite wisdom and power as the god among men that he is willing to give us a clean slate and forgive us of our sins. Wow. That's so righteous of you, Kai.
Ironically, like, his clean slate ended up giving everyone the reason to leave the fucking server out of protest.
Oh, don't get me wrong. That wasn't that pissed me off. But that wasn't the reason why I left.
That wasn't the reason, but like that was like the scam.
And I want to say that because he went to Clothespins and because of what Clothespins had said, where he didn't want to hear anything about it and he didn't want backlash to happen, essentially, that none of us could respond to Kai and call him out for the fact that he was acting self-righteous and talking about giving people a clean slate when nobody did anything wrong besides him. Nobody personally attacked him. Nobody did anything to him. Nobody got heated with him. He was the one doing it. He was the one who got angry and irrational. But yet, he's going to sit there and preach at us, and we can't even respond to him for fear of retaliation from him and Clothespins, because he's going to Clothespins and trying to get him to, like, Clothespins is basically like, drop it, I don't want drama. So we can't. So Kai's allowed to go and say these things and make it look like we were doing wrong in front of the whole server, but we can't even defend ourselves.
The major problem, I think, with what Clothespins did, and now I'm not going to blame Clothespins for necessarily wanting an ideal outcome, but there is no ideal outcome. What he was wanting was to just drop it, but the problem is this was an ongoing issue with Kai. Multiple of us had problems with him, or with something that he had done, or multiple things he had done in the past. And this essentially was just the situation. This situation was just pretty much the last straw for it.
Yeah. And it all stemmed from the fact that he wanted to be a know-it-all. He would jump into conversations where he wasn't wanted or invited. He would go on 3-hour tangents and insist on everybody listen to his opinion, regardless of whether it was they cared or not. Like, he scared people away from voice chats. He would literally, like, one night he jumped in and started arguing with me because I was anime debating somebody, and he claims that he only plays devil's advocate because he doesn't feel like other people can defend their positions or debate properly. But he was sitting there equating anime to real life and stuff like that, basically all kinds of stuff. But he kept jumping in where he wasn't wanted, and he would try to make himself the center of attention and everything. And people were tired of it, and he wouldn't listen. He wouldn't stop. He would jump in, and he yelled at Jarrell one night because Jarrell said he didn't like Sanji from One Piece as a character. And Kai's like, no, you're going to listen to my opinion, and you're going to agree that he's a good character. And Jarrell's like, I don't care. And he just, like, was going off on Jarrell. Like, that's the kind of person he is. He thinks that he has to be some sort of sage of knowledge on everything. And if you don't agree with him, then he hates you for it. When he first became an admin, I posted about copyright issues I was having on YouTube, and I was explaining the process I was going through to take care of that. And he tried telling me I didn't know what I was talking about because I didn't know how YouTube had run, even though I've been on YouTube since 2007 or 8. So, I mean, that's just the kind of person he is. Just to preface.
Now, mind you, he's also the same person that makes anime music videos. I'm not going to try to, downplay anyone who makes them. It can be an art form, but the problem is, arguably, it's not even fair use, so you can easily get a copyright strike for them.
Yeah, if you would like to go ahead and link his channel, I don't want to bring too much attention to him, but you guys
I won't do that.
He has repeatedly told me that I'm bad at what I do, and he's told vDeadbolt that he makes unoriginal content, but if you go and watch his content, you try to find me something original. Please.
That's something I won't do though. I don't link the channels of people who I talk about because I don't want to send any mob mentality over to people. I'm not that type of person, so I'm not going to do that. But
yeah, we're not encouraging
if you guys do look at his channel,
if you guys do look at his channel,
you have seen his channel.
2ndStatus.
You probably know what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, we're not trying to say that people should go and dislike and flag his videos or anything like that. We're just trying to be as detailed and like unbiased as we can. So like you guys will understand our position and not think that we're just butthurt about something he did. It's just an ongoing issue and a lot of drama. And it wasn't even that people were angry. People were just tired of it. Like, we were all exhausted by his antics. We just wanted him to realize, hey, can you stop doing this? Like, it's completely unnecessary. You turn every conversation into a war. And even when you bring up evidence and facts and you prove him incorrect, he won't admit to being incorrect. He's just like, well, that's your point of view, but if you look at it from another perspective, I'm right. And it's like, it's not about being right or wrong. Like, why are you even in this conversation?
And in regards to showing credit and showing the work and showing that what we're talking about, I do know I'm going to make a video on 2ndStatus, and so is Grim. So we will show 100% of our proof and everything like that on there in our videos for what we're talking about. We'll show the examples and everything like that. We aren't gonna just go. We aren't gonna hold back any punches, I don't think.
Now I'm not. Now, since we're not in the Clothespins server anymore, and even if I was, I can't go back the entire amount of time to get the original scans from when he attacked me about YouTube the first time. What I can do is have other people give their eyewitness accounts to what happened if they would be willing to be involved, or I can just give as detailed a story as I can. And I don't even think he'd deny what happened, to be honest, but I think I might still have the DMs from him actually, where he apologized for it. But yeah.
I just want to point out all
do
Kai
my
just had
best.
to do throughout the whole situation was just talk to us and like sort it out like men.
All
Yeah.
you need to do is take a step back and go, hey man, I'm a grown man and I'm getting angry at people over the internet for something they didn't even do. Maybe everybody's right. Maybe I just need to calm down and take a closer look at this. But instead of doing that like an adult, he talks about us having a mob mentality. Instead of doing this like an adult, he wants to mob and pitchfork and get rid of anybody who disagrees with him.
Literally, like, not when say literally, what am I saying literally? Me and Grim, we had quote-unquote beef because of what happened in the server that set people off, and I kind of went off on him, and then we both ended up, like, getting mad at each other. I mean, I wouldn't say quote-unquote getting mad, but we ended up talking about it. Like, he brought the attention to me, and we were just talking like men, and we ended up resolving our issues, and then we ended up getting along in like 3 seconds.
And we didn't even have to pull any punches. Deadbolt explained his point of view. I told him exactly how I felt and why I was angry about the situation, and like he even apologized for what he did to upset me, and I told him that I apologized as well for the things that I had said. And like we settled it like men. We literally didn't pull any punches. We told it like it was, and we were back to memeing in like 20 minutes. Like that's all it took was one sit down, just face to face, like, hey man, this is how it is. And that's all that, like, nobody in life should ever have to do any more than that. If for some reason you can't sit down and talk things out with somebody, then the problem is you.
The moment when your ego is so big that you destroy a server, that's when you should probably open your eyes.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. There's been times when I've been egotistical and arrogant, and I have literally apologized and owned up to wrong things I had done in the server.
I mean, we all have.
Whenever I was in the wrong. Exactly.
I was gonna bring this up too. Like, growing up, I used to be a total fucking asshole until one day. Like, I had no friends in high school because of that. Like, I was the loser, and even like the nerdy kids didn't want to talk to me because I was a huge asshole. And like one day during like junior year, I was like, you know what? I'm a fucking asshole. You know, that's the reason why people don't want to fucking talk to me. So I ended up getting my shit together and started like changing. People ended up
literally beef and shit talking should never stop you from being men. Me and Deadbolt have gotten so angry at each other over Smash Ultimate that it got to the point where Deadbolt was gonna leave the server. He called me like a fat lazy prick, and I told him he was a fucking crying bitch ass baby and to grow up and all this stuff. Like, we were going at each other hard, and like fucking one of our other members was like, "Whoa, holy fuck! Like, this is serious." And like we squashed the beef in like 2 minutes. Like
2 minutes, yeah. I just apologized. Like, seriously, it's something.
We both apologized.
It's called
for going
fucking
off.
communication, man. Like, if you know how to communicate, then none of this stuff would happen. And like, there's good that there's tension between people. There's tension between two parties. You know, that's normal if that stuff happens. If we argue, that's normal. And I believe that, like, as long as it doesn't like interfere or get through our heads to the point where it's like, I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore, then so be it. But I'm just saying, it's like all you just have to do is, if you just have that one friend who just doesn't want to talk to you, that means that person is just a like problem altogether, and that person just is known for just doing that shit.
Now, I think with the situation, personally, I can't speak on behalf of either of you two, but personally, if Kai would just own up to what he had done and actually stop being so egotistical, and, you know, I would probably be more open to potentially dropping everything. Don't get me wrong, I'm still probably gonna make my first fucking video because, I mean, I've already got it almost completely fucking done in regards to scripting and some of the editing still needs to be done, but I've got a lot of the work done on my video, point being. I'm ready to fire.
Yeah.
I would personally agree with you. However, I just don't think he's gonna change, regardless of what he says. Like,
I need to see that he's gonna change.
I had a private conversation about his insecurities with like his best friend of many years, and we were discussing about how this exact type of thing was going to happen because he feels like he constantly needs to be the best and be better than everybody around him, or he's somehow failing at life because he feels insecure about things. and like literally, like he's like his friend has talked to him. His other friends have talked to him about this. We've talked to him about this in one way or another, and it doesn't get through.
I mean,
It just
I guess for the longest time I had the exact opposite problem. Even if when I did something good, I'd always consider myself doing bad.
Same thing.
And
Same thing.
right, no, I
because
have the same thing. My self-esteem is like fucking zero, but that's the thing of it is like it's how you treat it, and like, you know, like usually it makes you feel like you
and
need
how
to
you
do
overcome it.
But in our case, it's more self-deprecating and how we feel like we need to help other people to make up for our own shortcomings. But in Kai's, or our perceived shortcomings. But in Kai's case, he feels like he has to be better than everybody and make a point to let them know it. He basically has to shit on other people to feel good about himself.
Yeah, like how he had to go into the live chat of the second part of Deadbolt's JoJo video and try to complain about things that we were doing when he got all of his fucking facts wrong on the first one, and that's why he wasn't invited back.
Yep, a lot of people went up to me. It's like, yo, fucking Deadbolt, you're fucking wrong. You're a fucking moron, Deadbolt. You don't know JoJo. I'm like, because
You heard Deadbolt's credibility.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even supposed to be in the first video in the first place. Like, he wasn't originally going to be a part of it because he'd seen JoJo, and we all agreed that he shouldn't be a part of it. And then he complained so much and talked his way into it because he said he could help host because he knew what he was talking about.
I let him host. You know why?
Because you guys have been friends forever.
Yeah, because I'm a good friend. I was like, man, I want him to get involved. Like, I mean, like, anytime, you know, if he wants to help, that's true. But it's just that, like, if he should have just told me, like, in advance, because I announced the game, and if he just said that in advance instead of just straight up last second when we get in the call, like, literally.
And look, it's not my place, and I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to, like, offend anybody or like, say anything unintentionally that Deadbolt might not want me to say. But for you guys who don't know, Deadbolt's a really good friend to Kai. He's done some things for Kai in real life that, like, people don't do for people, especially over the internet. And I'm not going to say what those things are unless Deadbolt wants to talk about them.
If you want, I don't care. If you want.
Okay, so Deadbolt has spent real cash on Kai, like, to help him out with stuff. Deadbolt got his internet turned on for him. Deadbolt bought him a microphone. Things like that. Things that you would never do for somebody over the internet because you're like, wow, that's stupid. It's somebody on the internet. Deadbolt has done these kinds of things. How good of friends they are, and Deadbolt is still here talking about the things that have happened with Kai. So, like, if you think things are getting blown out of proportion, you're hearing it from people who know him that well that, like, they've gone out of their way to do those things for him.
And let me try to get back to what happened here, because I think I don't remember exactly where we were at in the fucking timey-wimey timeline that we're on right now.
You read the entire first apology thing that he did, I think.
Okay. I'm not going to read word for word what Clothespins announced in the announcement section, but pretty much Clothespins was sick of a bunch of drama and said that he was considering shutting down his server. At that point, it was only a consideration. And after he had announced that people
DM'd me beforehand about possibly handing ownership of the server over to one of us because, like, he just was tired of it.
And the main point of the main point is he made that announcement. People in general chat began to go like, "Well, what the fuck is going on?" You know, Clothespins took the approach of, "Oh, nothing's going on. We aren't shutting down the server or anything." And then Kai goes in there and starts showing his dick in front of everyone. Basically just flexing that, you know, he won the situation.
Yeah, Clothespins was basically saying, like, hey, we don't want people to know about the drama, just drop it. And so he was going in general and basically saying, like, hey, don't worry about what happened, we're dealing with it. And then Kai decides to go in and bring the attention of what was going on to the people.
I don't, Deadbolt, do you have the screen of that? Because I don't have the screen available on here for that message that he said in general chat.
Oh, sorry, I'm just in the middle of something, I'm sorry. So what do you need specifically?
The thing that Kai said in general chat.
His response to us.
Sure.
I may have it. I thought I posted it in the...
Yeah, you might have it. I think we was here, but I don't know what happened to it. I can't find it.
Give me a sec.
I can find everything else, I just can't find that.
I'll try to find it in the. Just
yeah,
carry on
Jarrell
with the
was.
conversation.
Okay.
Jarrell's sitting there basically saying that he's sensitive, and he said, you know, he he always overturned Jarrell's bans. He's the same guy who gets bullied by Sasquatch, and how a bitch gonna be a bitch and a hoe gonna be a hoe. That's the extent of what Jarrell is. He's,
I'll let Deadbolt get the see if he can get the screenshot, and if he does, then I'll read what it says. But pretty much that whatever we put out there in general, we wouldn't be able to respond to that, because if we did, then we would get into some heat with Clothespins. And so that was the straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of us.
I don't know if I DM'd it to you or put it in general or whatever. I think it was before you made me a staff.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. So Kai said, it's okay if you don't notice it, but either way, it should be over today. Any and all parties affected should understand that as long as we remain civil and peaceful, we can all come together as a community and get past this. But rest assured, the silver will not die. Trust. The problem is, he's saying that all parties affected should understand this, but he's not understanding it. He's not understanding what he's doing.
He's basically throwing shade by by basically putting it out there in a way that if any drama ensues or the server should die, it's our fault because we couldn't remain civil when we were being civil the whole time.
We were being civil the whole time, and he was the one being he was the one being a child and throwing a temper tantrum when we brought our opinions out there and overturned what he had done. I think I can't remember the exact wording of what he said, but he said something along the lines of you can't overturn my power or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He said it's in my power to let him back in or not. You can't make that decision for me. You can't overturn it. It's not your place and all that. And here's the thing. Okay, when I've been in situations like this before where like I've had beef with people, what I do when I go in general and I address when people want to know what's going on, I say, "Hey, we are handling it together. There's nothing to worry about. We are a team, and as always, we work through our solutions together." But instead, guys like basically saying, "Don't worry, I'm the backbone of the server. No matter what happens, it's not going to die because I'm here holding it up." And also, everybody else who's involved, they should know that they need to be civil about this and basically respect me, is basically what he's saying. Because he's not saying he's not sitting there going, "Oh, we're solving it, we're all remaining civil." No, he's going, all parties involved should understand this. Like, you know, he's basically saying like he understands it and we don't, which is it's. What I
understand is, and I'm gonna say right now, I have no problems with Clothespins. But what I understand is Clothespins didn't have the backbone to do what he needed to do, and that was do in some way punish Kai for doing what he wasn't supposed to do. He wanted to drop the situation, and I told Clothespins in the DMs. I told him after the situation had gone over. I told him that dropping the situation, all it was going to do was cause a bigger problem later on down the line. Honestly, us leaving and this situation being what it is right now is a lot better than us just putting it aside and then Kai doing something else that will make everything even worse. So if what Kai thinks right now, this is bad, trust us, Kai, it would have been way fucking worse if we would have just put this off.
I also want to point out something as well, that originally, whenever Kai had brought Clothespins into it and called the meeting, Kai dipped offline after yelling at all of us, and Clothespins came in wanting to know what was going on. Now, Clothespins had a policy where basically when we voted on things, we would bring them to his attention. He would do what we wanted done because majority rules, and we would vote on it regardless of like his own personal feelings. He would do what we wanted done, and like we would go from there. And I called a vote, and what we decided we wanted to do, as the rest of the mods and admins in the server, was that we didn't want Kai gone. What we wanted to do to try to correct his behavior was we wanted him taken off of admin status and demoted to mod to see how he handled it. And if he was able to be mature enough to handle it, take the punishment, and basically display his maturity, he would have gotten his rank back. However, you know, the other alternative, of course, was that he would have blown up over the demotion and left the server. We voted as a majority. Everybody said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go through with it. I brought this to Clothespins' attention. We all let him know that we assented and supported this, and that's the punishment we all felt was just for Kai. And he didn't implement it. Even though we all voted for it, he didn't even raise any concerns to us. Clothespins never told us, hey, I'm not going to do this or anything like that. We raised our concerns to him, and he said he would talk to Kai about it. And we don't know what he said to Kai personally, what their discussion was. But when he came back, he essentially ignored what we voted for and just said, hey, whatever. And I know it's because, you know, we all still talk to him, and no shade to Clothespins.
Yeah, we still love you, Clothespins.
Yeah. I'm sure it's because he didn't want to deal with more drama. Like he agreed with me, the server was a shell of its former self. It wasn't fun anymore to begin with. It was just too much drama. However, because of the fact that, you know, we had all voted on this as a whole and he didn't want to go through with the punishment to Kai, it's not even about nepotism or anything like that. It's the fact that it incensed people further to be angry about the situation. And further, more than that, because Kai wasn't punished, it just left the door open for Kai to keep doing what he was doing. Because of the fact he didn't receive a punishment, he felt justified in his actions, so he was going to continue being self-righteous and continue doing the same things, which is why it caused such a divide, because people knew Kai wasn't going to change because there was no incentive for him to change because he wasn't being held accountable for his action.
Exactly. So... crap. There's another part of this I was going to say, but I can't even remember. Oh, yeah. So, and if you guys want to think that it's just us as admins and mods that had a problem with Kai in some way, I have had several people, and I think Grim has said he has several people, and Deadbolt possibly too. I think all of us have had people approach us and say that normal people in the server, normal people, who said that they had some kind of problem with Kai.
Yeah, just general members who complained about various things, from his attitude and him being smug and
him killing
abusing his
topics
power.
and just immediately shutting them down, ruining the fun.
Him coming in and butting his way in conversations because he was an admin and just basically shutting topics down, scaring people out of the server, all kinds of things. People would just come and complain to us, and we would try to breach the subject with him, and he would just be like, well, I'm an admin, so fuck him.
Well, we can't talk about him, though. He served in the Job Corps.
He served. Yeah, that's another example of him inserting himself. So this guy E-Master, I'm just gonna name drop that there, but
you should be happy about
E-Master was in a conversation with us at Clothespins one night, and he was talking about the fact that he is going into the United States Marine Corps, which we respect him for his decision. Clothespins was talking about how he supports our armed forces and how he thought it was really cool. And Kai heard Clothespins giving him praise, so Kai equated the armed forces to Job Corps and was like, well, I served in Job Corps, so I'm cool too. And literally he said, I served in Job Corps, so I know what it's like. So for those of you who don't know what Job Corps is, it's basically like a little vocational school for people to have like hands-on technical training so they can easier find work, even though he used all of his training to go work at Foot Locker. Payless. That's kind of besides the point. But yeah, he equated himself going to Job Corps, a vocational school, to serving in the armed forces. And like, that's the kind of like, I am better than everybody mentality that he has. And he was totally serious. It wasn't a troll.
You know what? I think it's funny that he was involved in Clothespins server, and he killed that. He's involved with his own channel, obviously, and that's dead.
Are you going to post that Nickelback Job Corps meme?
Probably. But he started Clothespins server. He killed that. He's obviously part of his own channel. That's dead. And he worked at Payless, which is now going into liquidation. He killed all the things
Jarrell says he also got a message a day from people complaining about him until the point where people just stopped going into voice chat. The server was dying because of that. There wasn't a lot of active people. Yeah, I mean, literally, and Kai, that's another thing. Kai would flex on us for the fact that he has more subs than us, because as you guys know, I only have, I think I'm at, 70-something, 80-something right now? I don't know, 80-something, I don't know. But Kai had, 243, and here's the thing. In a 1 month span, I got 800 times, I averaged 800 times his viewership in a 1 month span. but he would flex on me because I have less subs, and he has 243 subs and averaged about 4.5 views per video. If you average it, it was something like 4.5 or 11.5. I don't remember. It was some pretty small number.
I'd also like to note that he has that lower average in views, but he has more videos that he would make in a month.
Oh yeah. He put so in that 1 month span, he put out 3 times the amount of content I did, and I averaged 800% more than he did.
And also, I'd like to also come in here and say, yeah, you have 85 subs, just because I wanted to get the fact out there.
On the road to 100, me and Killer are gonna break that. Close, Deadbolt, congratulations. His JoJo guessing has pretty much gone viral. I mean, he's getting an insane amounts of views, and some of those subs are fortunately trickling down our way. So,
shout out to all of you that are subscribed to me that came from the JoJo video.
Oh hell yeah! Shout out to all of you guys. Like, you're awesome, and like, we appreciate you sitting here and listening to us bitch and moan about stuff on the internet. It's like, you guys choose to waste your time listening to us wasting your time. So we really appreciate the support.
So I know it's just a little bit of a fucking funny meme, but I want to get back onto the Job Corps thing because it's just so fucking funny. So with the whole Job Corps thing, I believe like you brought in one of the Craig bots, whatever, the recording bots, and he started like making jokes about the Job Corps and all that, and then he kept moving the Craig bot out of the voice chat.
I can go get those links from Craigbot if they're not expired and actually download the audio where we just fucking memed his ass.
Hopefully, I think they probably are by this point, but hopefully they aren't. If they aren't, then you can just totally get that. If you don't, then I want those for my video.
Oh, I definitely will. I'll give them to you, and like we can like fucking. You can be like the intro of your video can be like us just mercilessly like memeing him over the Job Corps thing. I also like at one point I brought in the music bot and played One by Metallica. Like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna have to if you have that recording, I'm gonna have to take that part out because I don't want to get my video copyright.
No.
But
I think it was a separate recording anyway.
But my point in saying that was he kept moving the bot, and eventually he just like I think it was Vegeta made a joke about it at one point, and then he said like, "Oh guys, come on, stop it! It's not funny anymore." And I think the main point wasn't the fact that it wasn't funny, because I was still laughing personally, but it was more the fact that he was salty over it. He said something stupid, and he brought it on himself
he brought it on himself though by trying to say that him being in Job Corps was the same as somebody serving in the armed forces. Like, that's the kind of attention he was trying to draw. So, like, this is what I mean. Like, when he brings the meme on himself, just like the Street Fighter versus Boxer thing, that was against Deadbolt and another member of the community. It was between those two alone, and we had a rule where debates are one-on-one. Kai jumps in and is like, "No, this guy doesn't know how to debate. Let me do it. This guy could pull a grenade out of his ass. I win. You suck." Like, so he got memed for it because he was acting like an idiot.
What the fuck are you doing, Deadbolt?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just typing. Let's go
Okay.
on, sorry.
So I'll let Grim, if you want to tell the story from the beginning, because I wasn't in Clothespins server from the very beginning. Obviously, I was there. I think I joined back in November or September or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't there the whole time. So I'll let Grim tell the story.
Yeah, I can't recall exactly when I was invited to a Clothespin server. I can, I'll tell you this: there were no channels. There was a general channel. That was all that existed. I had met Clothespins through YouTube. I had started my Grim. It was right when I started my Grim the Fang King channel. I didn't actually put out content yet. I didn't know, like, obviously, I didn't actually start making content until very recently. But I was planning it out. For different things I want to do. I met Clothespins online. He was really cool. He talked to me, talked about collabing with me. And I said, okay, that's great. How do I contact you? Do you have Discord? And he's like, yeah, I do. Here. So I came in there and I was talking to him about the server, and I just had a lot of big ideas. He appreciated that. He wanted me to help him implement my ideas to like make different channels and stuff because he wasn't experienced with Discord. So he made me an admin. After I was done, I told him he could take me off of admin, but he wanted me to stay as the first admin. Said that, like, you know, he appreciated my, you know, service and that I was a cool dude and all that. So shortly after,
Still not as good as Soviets as the Job Corps.
Yeah. Shortly after that, and I started the server with him. He brought Kai on board, which I was fine with. I didn't really know Kai, but Clothespins said he was a cool guy. He was a fan of Clothespins. This was way back before, this was not even that long after his first Mastar video and stuff, I think. It was before the Seth debate and all that. I'll get to that. But so Kai became an admin. He really, I didn't know him obviously very well. He seemed pretty arrogant to me. I had a buddy of mine, Wolf, come in, and he was given the rank of admin as well, alongside this other guy, Goten. And Wolf was complaining to me day one about Kai basically being, arrogant and just off-putting. Anytime anybody would come to Kai for something, he would make it a point to be like, "Oh, you don't know this? Oh, that's easy. Everybody should be able to do that." Basically, just having that smug attitude. Well, at one point, I had put out a video where I was talking about Itachi versus Obito, and whenever I did this video, it was immediately removed for copyright by TV Tokyo because of Madara scenes I'd used. Now, other bigger YouTubers get away with it. Everybody knows YouTube's copyright system is flawed. Even smaller channels like mine got away with using it, but I unfortunately didn't. So I disputed it under fair use, and they rejected the dispute. I could have went further with it. I decided not to, because I just didn't want to deal with the trouble. Most likely, if I disputed it again, they would have let it go, because they're not going to take me to court over it, but I just didn't want to deal with it at that point, and I was like, fuck it. So Kai comes in, and he's like, well, clearly you don't know what you're doing if you can't get it, put back up. I'm assuming it's just because you don't have experience on YouTube. And I was like, oh, well, who are you? And he's like, I've been on YouTube for, since 2011 or whatever it was. I was like, well, I've been on YouTube since, before monetization was really a big thing. I was on there since 2007, 2008. And he was like, well, prove it. And I'm like, well, first of all, I don't really have to prove anything to you, but all right. So I went and posted one of my older channels, because I've had several throughout YouTube's history, some that did pretty well. I'm not going to talk about them much, because I don't want to give away identities of people and things like that. But so he went and looked at some of my content back then. Now, granted, after the copyright thing, a lot of 90% of my content was deleted off the channel. And he was like, well, your uploads look really inconsistent, and you don't have that many videos. So I don't believe that you're qualified to tell me about your situation with the copyright. I just don't think you know what you're doing. And I'm like, so you're telling me that I'm not qualified to talk about my own experience with YouTube? I was like, also, you're not factoring in the fact that 90% of my content was taken for copyright when they started doing that and enforcing it, because I was pre-copyright controversy, guys. And he basically went and making a big show in the general chat in front of all these people about how I just didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So then somebody was trying to change the subject, and they were talking about robotics and AI programming, and Kai jumps in and starts acting like he knows everything about that too, because quote unquote, that's what he does for a living. Okay? So I called him out on this being petty to prove a point. And he was posting transcripts, because apparently he's going to school, and he's going to school for networking, and he thinks that somehow has anything to do with programming AI. And I basically proved him wrong, but that was my whole point. He jumped into everything, and he was trying to make himself better than everybody. Even people in the general chat were like, whoa, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And he made it such an issue. He was trying to get me kicked out of the server over it. It was a really shitty situation. And that was my first run-in with him. And eventually, after I talked to Clothespins and he talked to Kai came to me in DMs and was like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize how passionate you were about YouTube, blah, 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 blah. I get heated over things I'm passionate about, and it's not my place to tell you that you don't know what you're doing, even though that's what he did anyway. But I was like, okay, so it shouldn't be that bad then. Maybe it was just a one-time thing as a misunderstanding. But after that happened, things just kept happening. He would keep jumping in and keep having to be the Mr. Know-It-All guru of knowledge. People would start talking about gaming, and he would come in there and he would be like, oh, well, you clearly don't know what you're doing in this game, because, he would argue that mouse and keyboard is so superior. He was one of those PC elitist guys, and, he just made it a point to, try to be better than everybody. Even when I suggested to Clothespins that he should debate Seth the Programmer, and this was, And Clothespins said he would do it if Seth agreed to it. I helped him prepare for the debate, different things. I went into Seth's server and actually like talked there, and I tried to goad Seth into debating Clothespins. It actually worked because I was pretty much like, yeah, Seth, it'll stroke your intellectual brain or whatever to like bait him, and it worked. And he's like, fine, where's this dude? And like I got Clothespins to hop in there. So basically, I made the debate happen, and like I didn't even want clout or credit or anything off of it. I'm just saying like I just thought it'd be really cool for two of the YouTubers I respect to like be involved in a video together, and that's like and during that whole thing, like even then Kai was like trying to somehow take credit and be like, oh yeah, well this sort of thing would never happen if I wasn't around because I do debating versus battles, and since me and Grim and Clothespins did a video where we were doing versus debate stuff, like that's what got Clothespins into it, so it's so I'm the reason why it happened. And I'm just literally like, what? And it's just, that's always been a thing. Kai has always been trying to be that guy. He has gone to Clothespins several times, asked him to plug his content. Now, that's another thing I wanted to tell you guys about. As admins and mods, Clothespins said that he would collaborate with us anytime we want. He would, like, help us plug our content and stuff as long as, like, we were doing things that were interesting, things like that. And, like, he was totally interested in a lot of our content. However, none of us did that because we wanted to build the fan base on our own. We didn't want to name drop or use him for views. And he respected that. But the whole time, Kai is there like, hey, name drop me. Like, hey, give me clout, give me views. Literally, like, point in case, Kai made the intro I was using, even though the intro ended up not being what I wanted. But I went with it because he put effort into it and I felt obligated. And whenever I linked the intro on my channel, on the videos I did, he put up the intro video on his YouTube that he did for me. And whenever I linked it on my videos, because he did it for me, that video has more views than any other of his videos in the past couple of months, except for like one video where he talked about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate whenever like it was about to come out. Like that's, and like that's the level of, shit we're talking about. So that happened.
I do want to interject here for 1 second because I do want to say that one of the reasons why he probably has views on that video isn't just because you linked it. It definitely does help. But it's also because it's like he has RIP XXX in the name of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
Also, by the way,
I had I think like 30 views, and then I linked my thing, and as soon as I did that, it like skyrocketed.
I also want to mention another thing that intros are gay. You need to get rid of your intro.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. No, the intros aren't gay. I'm gonna get it.
Gay.
Intros are gay.
I still like it. I'm gonna have an intro. Like a lot of people have intros, but it's just gonna be a new intro as soon as I get around to making one. Or I have somebody like the wonderful Vegeta make me one or something, or Rev. I don't know. It just depends. It just depends. I'll throw some ideas around, see what I want to do, see what I like. I might make my own. It just depends. However, anyway, back to the story. So this sort of thing trended throughout the server's history. Literally, Wolf went to Kai at one point for advice on his computer and how he could like defragment it and get it to run faster and stuff. And Kai like laughed at his computer specs and was talking about like how much of a fucking trash PC user he was because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and he made fun of his PC specs and was like, get on my fucking level, you need to get a better rig, even though Kai didn't buy his own computer rig anyway. It like that's besides the point. But like he basically was doing the elitist thing. Like Wolf said he didn't want to talk to him or be involved with him anymore because of that. He literally pissed off pretty much everybody in the server at one point or another. He would be that way with random members. We had people complaining since the beginning. His really good friend of all those 5 years, whose name I won't mention because he probably wouldn't want me to, he went to Kai for advice on stuff. Kai fucking bullied him and treated him so bad over it that this guy, who was one of our, admin and mods, he's been both positioned. He literally stopped being active in the server because of Kai. Because of all that, we were losing members over Kai. Same thing with Deadbolt. Deadbolt wanted to start doing rapping stuff, and Kai thinks he's the best rapper in the world. And he told Deadbolt, like, he just started bashing Deadbolt immediately. Like, you can't rap. Why are you even trying? You shouldn't do that. You have no idea what you're talking about. He made Deadbolt not want to rap anymore.
Literally, I asked him, yo, does anybody in the server know a database where I can find good instrumental tracks so I can use it to find a flow? And he was like, anything other than YouTube. He's like, well, use YouTube. I was like, that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is that if anybody knows any specifics, like site that hosts its own instrumentals, I can do it. And he was like, all you have to do is just literally go up to a fucking video and just do it yourself. Look up an instrumental. I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to find my own itself. You know, I want to discover it, and I just want to like listen to it while I'm working. And then it starts becoming a huge like argument. And then he starts becoming entitled, saying that I'm the one that should be apologizing, even though he's the one that got me discouraged. And I've been trying to drop the whole debate. I'm like, okay, just drop it. Just drop it now. And I've been deleting messages because I don't want it to show that we're fucking arguing. And then he gets pissed off at me, and then he just doesn't want to talk to me during that time. I was like, yo, Kai, I know, like, I'm like, let's just drop it, you know, let's just stop and let's just move on. This is just going nowhere. And he just kept getting pissed off at me for whatever fucking reason. And like, honestly, like I got pissed off that day because it's like, seriously, it's like he shouldn't just been acting like that. Like, I just want to look for help, and of course he couldn't help me, but then he just took it out on me, started blaming me because he's angry.
Right, and that's another thing I wanted to look at. So when people would do things and they would be mildly successful or feel proud of them, instead of going like, hey, good job, man, like, I'm glad you're getting some success, like we would do with Kai, even though he wasn't very successful, he would talk down to us and act like he was better in every way, no matter what it was. So my Scrape God R's diss track is Point and Case. So that's not even really serious rapping for me. When I did it, it was a joke. Literally, I threw the idea out there as a joke because I always kept saying, I'm going to be like Rice Gum and drop diss tracks on people. And people really wanted me to go for it. And Jarrell can vouch for me. We were in a call together when I came up with the lyrics on the spot. It was literally just a quick thing. It's supposed to be comedic. It's not even supposed to really show off any rapping talent or anything. But I put that out there, and it was a successful video by my channel standards. It's very successful. I'm very proud of it.
Oh wait, you're talking about the first rap or the second one?
The Lord of Scrubs.
Oh yeah, that one's really good. That one's really good.
I actually
exactly. And Deadbolt was sitting there going like, wow, Grim, like this is hilarious, like congratulations, and everybody's like telling me how good it is. And like I'm like, wow, like this makes me feel good, like this makes me want to keep doing music. And that I haven't done music in a little bit, and that's mostly because all the drama that happened with, you know, previous members and things like that, and just like I haven't gotten around to releasing more music, and also the loss of my mic due to my real life roommate, but I'll get around to that in my own videos. But regardless, I am going to be doing music again because people like that. But whenever everybody was congratulating me, Kai literally came in a voice chat where there were like 30 people talking to me about it and asking me about like if I can do another one on so-and-so, or like my inspirations. Like people were basically Q&Aing me. Kai comes in there and he's like, well, Grim, it wasn't really that good. The beat wasn't very catchy. Your lyrics were trash. You clearly don't know what you're doing, because it's like, it was my first time using Audacity to do anything. Like that's my very first time like trying to really produce my own music and stuff. And he was basically just laying into me about it. And people started defending me, of course, and they're like, well, you think you can do better? And he's like, yeah, I'm way better than Grim. So he played his own music. And everybody was like, wow, that's really whack. Like, Grim's definitely a better rapper than you. And he wasn't even trying. And he got so mad and triggered over that like he was supposed to be collabing with me on music and stuff, and like we were supposed to be going back and forth. And he got so mad that he like every time I would bring it up, he would just dodge it, and he didn't want to do things with me anymore because of the fact that like he wanted to come in and be smug and try to tell me how bad I was instead of trying to be happy for me that I was doing well. He wanted to paint himself out to be so much better and chase clout by trying to get some of these bigger guys who said they would collaborate with me, which isn't going to happen anymore. And this is one of the reasons why. They were talking about collaborating with me, and he got jealous and came in and started throwing his name into the picture and trying to get them to look at him. And it started so much drama, and he made such a big deal about it that like, you know, I just didn't even want to do anything for a while. And everybody else lost interest in doing things too, because he had to come in and feel better about himself. Instead of being happy for me being successful, he had to come in and make it all about him.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on this whole thing, because okay. So Kai made an instrumental. He was working on an instrumental, and he was showing me, and I was like, yo, I kind of like the whole thing, you know. And he was like, yo, you want to rap it? And I was like, sure. I don't mind making my first rap song, you know, because like something I like to do is express myself. I like to make music too, but like I want to experiment. So he releases the beat, and I've been listening to it at work. And I've been freestyling at work, and I was telling my coworkers, oh my god, guys, I'm about to make my first rap song. You know, I'm so excited because my other coworker who was just fired has his own mixtape out on SoundCloud. And it's pretty decent. It's not perfect, but it's decent. And I'm like, oh my god, I want to start making music too. You know, I'm getting excited. So I'm like telling Kai, yo, man, check it out, man. I got some lyrics ready. I should like let you listen to it. So I start rapping him. He's like, yo, that shit was whack. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like the shit was, because it's like I wanted my rap song to be talking about like a story, you know. It's like, you know, if people listen to Tool, they tell stories, they tell what society it is. It's philosophical.
Right, it's like that really dark rap song where that guy's rapping about being initiated into a gang, and the initiation is he had to rape a woman and kill her, and then later he finds out it was his mom.
Like that shit. I want to be one of those rappers. But then Kai starts rapping, and then it became a trap song. It was just a trap song. It was like, this is how you're supposed to do it. And I got so pissed off that I just got so discouraged that I didn't want to finish it anymore.
Oh, I forgot. Speaking of which, if anybody would like to judge Kai's rapping, I have a track of his called Snickerdoodle Gang. It's actually uploaded to a secret YouTube account.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So
Snickerdoodle Gang.
Kai hasn't actually released his tracks on YouTube or anything, but we got a hold of one of his tracks called Snickerdoodle Gang.
Holy fuck, yeah.
And I have it out there on
Hit me
YouTube.
with that fucking link.
Yeah, let me go grab that for you really quick. I almost forgot about that.
Jesus
Also,
Christ.
I want to point out that similar to Deadbolt, the guy I was going to collaborate with actually had a song on the radio. Like, he had a local radio hit, and he had a really great song. And, like, he's a really talented guy. He thought my rapping was really good, and, of course, Kai has to come in and be like, no, you suck. So, yeah, let me go ahead and find this.
Just DM it to me. I don't want it playing through here because I just don't want it to. But DM it to me, and I mainly want it for my video. I'll talk about it on my video.
Let me try and find this.
Yeah, it's not the full
really
song,
quick.
but it's like, I mean, it is the full song, but it's like you just have to go straight to the end.
Just the fucking name is just Snickerdoodle. What is he, a fucking pussy?
Snickerdoodle Gang, yeah.
I know it was supposed to be
which
parody on Gucci Gang, of course.
Of course.
I don't know. People want us to play it here. I mean, it's not like we can get copyright struck.
I mean, I
considering
just don't want to. I'd much rather.
Yeah,
It's
It's not on YouTube.
not on the podcast. Not on the
We
podcast.
can link it. You guys can listen to it on your own.
Yeah, I'll link it. If you give me the link, I'll put it in the description.
Okay,
That one
that
I
works.
will.
I'm trying to check my go into my YouTube uploads real quick and figure out which channel I put it on because I didn't want him. It was kind of like a little running joke we all had where we posted it.
And now, one thing I do want to note also with the whole you can't allow anyone to have like, I guess, a happy moment with the JoJo video that I that I was a part of with Deadbolt. So first off, a little bit of context if you guys don't know. For all of that don't know about it, Deadbolt made a video that was a guessing. Like, he had Clothespins, Grim, and Kalal on a JoJo guessing game. And he had Kai help him as, like, I guess the co-host, I'll say. Even though
he was a helper. Yeah, he was a co-host. Well, not co-host, but he was just helping me out.
He was Santa's little helper. How about that?
Yeah.
And he sucked ass, and he got facts wrong about stands. So when it came to the second part, Deadbolt didn't invite him back, and instead invited me, since he knows that I'm a huge JoJo fan. So what ended up happening is we did that second part of the video with just Kalal this time, and it was way better. But Kai was getting salty over the fact that it was better and people liked it more, and there was no problems. He was trying to find any problem that he could to try to criticize.
Yeah, criticize it.
I know one thing he said was that we sucked at explaining, and yes, I could have explained some of the stands better, but the main point is that I got everything across. As long as Cal understood it, that's all that mattered. And as long as I actually got the information right, because I got it right, I just explained it in an odd way. Now, the difference is he would explain things and get facts wrong. So, I'd rather have it be like how I did it than be wrong and look like a fucking idiot. And like with those JoJo videos, everyone involved has, I think, seen some kind of improvement probably from it, except for him. Like, nobody's going over to Cal's channel and subscribing and going like, oh, I liked you in that JoJo video. Everyone's in the comments saying that he fucking sucked. And the thing is, with him, I don't honestly, like, I don't want to sound like a dickhead when I say it like this, but with him being in the first part of the JoJo video compared to me being in the second part isn't as big of a deal, considering like he was I think he had more subs than you at that time, didn't he, Deadbolt?
Yeah.
And then I have way less than you, Deadbolt. So like doing this has helped my channel so much. I know when I got to my 50 subscribers, I actually like got past it. I think in like 2 days or something like that, I went from 47 to like 60 subscribers. So it helped my channel quite a bit. But with him, I don't think it was going to help his channel, especially with him getting fucking facts wrong.
Right. Speaking of which, Deadbolt, you remember that OG McSkillet thing? That McSkillet as a live video has like
yeah, that's what I said. I said
views.
it's like it's McSkillet's a live video.
Yeah, it's like 375 views.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So that was interesting. I just thought I'd point that out.
There's some other thing that Kai did. I can't remember what it is. I'll try to remember, but I'll let you guys go on.
Trying to get the link to this damn thing. Can I
Some
go?
technical difficulties, all good though.
Yeah, we can do it after the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, Pico's asking
because the video is privated. The video is privated, and the problem is it's on that account, and since I switched phones, I'm not
yeah, I forgot to mention. Big Red Machine was saying spurging about SNES controllers for Fighter Z. That's what he remembers.
Yeah. Pretty much, Kai. I remember he has like some kind of video where he plays Fighter Z with a fucking Nintendo Switch Pro controller or something. Which, wow, congratulations! You're playing a game that uses that can use a controller with a fucking controller. You're mind fucking blown. And then Deadbolt, I believe, shared like a video of somebody playing Apex Legends with a fucking Wiimote or some shit, which is like a way bigger difference. And he tried to say that Deadbolt was a hypocrite for it.
I'm like, I made this, like, we had a huge debate. It's like, he made a video, but it's like how to play Fighter Z on an SNES controller. As much as, like, that's kind of good tutorial, I wouldn't expect people to watch it as something as breakthrough, because the thing is that Fighter Z is a fighting game that's designed to be played on pad. That's why it's a 3 button technically, because one button is dedicated for special. It's a very simple fighter that you don't need all buttons to be used. You can practically play it with just 6 buttons, which is why like most fighting games. But like it's just that it's accommodating for 4. And Kai was just making a debate. He's like saying that no one is like, name one person who plays with the SNES controller. I'm like, I can't name it, but it's probable. I mean, some guy beat like a pro player at Guilty Gear using a steering wheel. So
imagine getting fucking dicked on by somebody like in a fighting game playing with a fucking steering wheel.
It's funny. People were memeing it too, because some guy on YouTube, his name is Corey Gaming, he was making a video. It's like controller preference in fighting games. He's saying it's like there's no proven way of which one's better, pad or stick. and it's all comes down to comfort, like what you're most comfortable with. But his point was like, but don't expect to win a game with the steering wheel. And some guy entered a guilty.
Got it, boys. I got the video.
Oh my gosh. DM me that link, boys.
All right.
I'm actually putting it in the podcast chat, text chat since it's relevant.
Yeah,
Okay,
just let everyone see it.
Okay, so like I was saying is that yeah, and he just beats a pro level player with the steering wheel, and everyone just calling him a hero, and it was so fucking funny. They were like,
okay, so do we have anything else to discuss with the topic? Anyone else want to say anything about Kai? Or second status, or whatever the fuck we want to call him?
I don't know. Ah, man.
Oh yeah, I remembered one thing I was gonna say. So after I made my update video, where I said I was gonna make a video next week talking about a video on second status, I heard from Deadbolt that he had said that he is going to continue to support me and Grim. I do want to have one question, because apparently he's supporting us, and this will be on my channel. If that's the case, why don't you leave a comment? I never see you say anything about my videos, even whether in the comment section or even in Clothespins server. I never saw you say anything about my videos, but you support my videos according to you.
Fun thing. I just want to cut you off. I'm so sorry, but like the reason why I've been going back on my YouTube channel is because Kai is the one that pushed me. That's the only good thing. Like that's the thing I want to like commend Kai, is that he's actually pushed me getting back into YouTube, because I was about to quit and I was like, you know what, this shit isn't for me, like. But then he was like, yo, man, when's the next video? When's the next video?
I respect the guy for his desire to do better. I respect him for his personal accomplishments and things he's overcome in his life. But I just feel that
he shouldn't treat people like shit because of it.
His mentality and his inferiority complexes caused him to alienate people, and it's a really sad thing. Speaking of which, you and I should do like a reaction video to that song together.
Yeah. That sounds really good.
I'm just suggesting we do it together. You can put it on your channel, but I'm suggesting we do it together so that way we aren't both like making the same fucking content.
No, I mean it's fine. Yeah, I don't. It could be on your channel if you want. I don't care whose channel it's on.
Hell, we can just fucking upload it twice. Once to yours, once to mine. But I feel like it should be a collab. So
yeah, it should be a collab.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do the reaction on one channel, then we can do some other video on the other channel.
Exactly.
But
yeah,
anyway.
I mean, closing statements on the situation is just like, it's been a long road since the start of the Clothespin server, and it sucks because I put so much work into it. Like the vegan debates that happened, like I was the forefront of that. Like the Seth and Clothespins debate, all these things, watching it grow, Deadbolt coming in and revamping the server and helping with the technical side of it and all the work that he put into it. You and Jarrell and all the other fabulous mods and admins that we've had helping us along the way. It was a really great thing to have happen. It was a really nice thing to see flourish and grow, and it's really sad that, one of the things that brought it down was one of the supporting members, like one of the pillars who had been there since the beginning.
Do you have any closing statements, Deadbolt?
No, I just don't want to say anymore. Like I said, Kai was the one that pushed me to getting back into YouTube. That's why I wasn't very vocal. The only time I was vocal was I just straight up told him it was his fault, and he manned up and said, okay, I understand. But like, he really needs to, I don't know if you guys will just accept it, but like, he actually has to go through hoops to actually prove to.
Well, let's be fair. After he sees this video, he's probably not going to have anything to do with any of us.
Yeah, and I mean, if he still wants to freaking talk to us, then by all means, do it. I want to sit down and I want to talk to you about these problems, because that's what we fucking wanted from the very beginning. But he ran from us when we were trying to talk to him. And I guess with I can't remember what the fuck you literally just said. Deadbolt. Oh fuck.
Oh, sorry.
I can't remember what you said. I was gonna say something about it, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like I said that he pushed me to going back into YouTube,
Oh, not that part. The other part.
Oh.
I don't remember what you said, but Oh yeah, I remember what you said. The reason why we're making him jump through hoops, by this point, is because of the fact that we gave him the easy out before of just admitting he was wrong, and he didn't. We gave him that easy out. We gave, and I know that we don't have a problem with Clothespins, but we gave Clothespins the opportunity to see what we were saying and do what we had voted on, and that didn't happen. So now I'm just gonna have Kai jump through these hoops of showing that he is sorry, and actually sitting down and talking to us about these problems, like everyone else in the fucking server did. Whenever I know at one point I had a problem with I don't know when it was, but I had a problem with, I think, Deadbolt or Kai, or Grim or one of you guys, and I sat down and I talked to you, and we talked shit out. It wasn't that big of a problem, mainly because I've never really had too major problems with any of you guys. Besides Kai. Kai just, I don't know why he doesn't like me.
Well, the people out there should know that, like, this is how we handle things by now. People should know. We try to give everybody a fair shake. We sit down with them. If they are unwilling and they're not going to be rational enough to, like, squash some stupid internet drama, then we're going to make a show of it with our artistic flair. You know how we do. We get savage with our YouTube videos, and then we're going to move on with our lives and have a blast doing it.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say my closing statement is that I was Killer Queen's first fan. So,
Okay, yeah, I do have to say, Joel just added me and said, "Quit lying. I hate you, and you hate me." It's a hate relationship at occasions, but I know that we hate each other, but we also can't be without each other. No homo.
There's only one person Jarrell loves more than you, and I'm not going to name drop her.
Oh, come on. No, not any of that. Okay, with that, I think we're gonna take a bit of an intermission, mainly because I have to take a fucking piss.
Same here, man.
We'll take an intermission, and then we'll talk about it.
Taking pisses, man.
We'll take an intermission, then when we get back, we'll talk about the second topic.
Okay, I love taking pisses, though.
Let's piss together.
Alright.
Alright.
I'm circumcised, so I can start my shot.
That's the thing I love about YouTube podcasts. The longer they are, the more we get to talk. Yes, we do.
Alright, I gotta take a piss.
Alright, intermission time. I can hear it with the clarity of playing it through somebody's asshole. Hell yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna fucking cut in right there. That's a fucking great place to come back to the intermission. Anyway, I do want to say one thing beforehand. Do you want to announce that one thing that we had planned, Grim? Do you want to announce that here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, for those of you who do not know, I had come up with this wonderful idea that we have decided to go forward with, along with these guys are all my co-founders here, and we have started Cunt. That is right. You are hearing about Cunt for the first time here, the Central Underground News Team, where we're gonna bring you the importance of the news without the bias of national media. It's gonna be fucking hilarious, just so you know. Like, if you can't tell by the fact that the name is Cunt, then there's probably no hope for you. But,
no hope in humanity.
So, if you're not gonna see Cunt, then you better go fuck yourself.
So yeah, I'm sure.
If you're not gonna see Cunt, what are you, fucking gay?
I'm sure Killer is gonna have the fucking picture for Cunt playing, like, put up on the video at this point.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't fucking get
watching
this video like taken down from the fucking graphic ass you.
So I mean, what, the word cunt? Listen, it's not being used as profanity or like.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fucking you that looks like a fucking actual snatch.
Oh no, that's not. No. That looks like nothing. That's just a symbol. Also.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. True.
I'm gonna go ahead and post this here from the.
Why the fuck am I looking at this? Alright,
hey guys, McSkillet here. If you don't get the meme, then you don't know who McSkillet was. He committed suicide by mercilessly driving over 100 miles an hour on his McLaren up the wrong side of the highway and murdered a bunch of people in the process. And so that meme is why. Because, like,
He's a piece of shit.
McSkillet here, and that's what the view would have looked like if he had live streamed that. So that's that's what that
Jesus
meme is.
fucking Christ, that's dark as hell. Fucking Christ.
Yeah, I created that meme, and Deadbolt was like laughing his ass off. So it's just,
Jesus fuck.
I don't want my news coming
didn't-
from people who sound like prepubescent high school cunts. Well, considering the fact that I'm about to be 25 years old, I resent that statement.
Well, he's probably talking about me. And to that,
No, I do sound like
my dick is big, lol.
Get a
Alright,
pop
let's-
filter, please. I'm dying.
Fucking, you get a pop filter.
Damn, that's a big ass piece of chicken. Say Graham, say that's a big ass piece of chicken.
All right, we're gonna move on
You
to
know
the.
what? I'm waiting on my microphone headset to come in. It'll be here tomorrow night. But then apparently, I think that I have to have I have to get a wireless adapter for the laptop, which is like $25, which I'm gonna grab as well. I didn't realize that like a $250 microphone headset would require a wireless adapter to be used on a laptop, but lessons learned, I guess. All right.
All right, let's move on to the second topic that I had planned for this, mainly because I fucking wanted to talk about the situation. So this is gonna be my announcement of my video. That's gonna be after the fucking 2K video. Like 2K. Why the fuck? I keep calling them by every name under the sun. Fucking 2ndStatus video.
2K.
And that is a video on his YouTube channel is called thebigAgaming. He went by the name of Gogeta here on Discord for the longest time. A little fucking acoustic bastard. So I'll try to give the best of the reports of information that I have. I am going to leave some things out, simply because of privacy for other people's sake. Some things I'm not going to mention. But we ended up getting a tip from someone. I'm not going to say who. Who got a tip. Just the tip. Who got a tip from another person that's more credible than this department of talking about that dumbass. We got a tip, pretty much, that that he had been lying about different procedures he was saying he was going under, and like he said he was going to go in for a surgery that was gonna threaten his life, and he might not go back, and he not be back, and he might not be able to upload to YouTube again, and all this stuff.
Essentially, it was like what were those guys, Epic Gaming or whoever those two gamer dudes who like claimed they were dying and a chiropractor saved their lives for views or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's like that.
I have
He's using
vertigo.
I have extreme vertigo. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, he was using, but in this case, he wasn't using vertigo. He was using an actual life-threatening condition and procedure that he was lying about for views and sympathy.
But we're jumping ahead of ourselves here with that.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said
I'm not gonna go into detail. I just wanted to.
He said he was going to be getting a surgery. He was very vague. He didn't say anything about the surgery, but he said that he doesn't know if he's going to be back to uploading YouTube. 2 days later,
He said he didn't know if he was going to be back at all. Like,
he didn't think he was going. He thought he was going to die. So 2 days later, he's back on Discord talking to people, acting like fucking nothing happened. So somebody questioned him about this, and I don't have any way of showing this. I don't have a screenshot or anything, mainly because I was fucking kicked from his server, probably banned. Lol. But he had said something along the lines of, well, the reason why I said I don't know if I was going to be back wasn't because I was going to die. It was because of my grandma passed away, and I didn't know if I was going to ever be motivated back to going back onto Discord and all this other stuff, which, you know, I had a grandfather pass away around that time. I know that it's hard.
Hell,
But the
even
difference
Cal
is
did
the
too.
difference is my grandfather passed away. I took 2 weeks off of YouTube. I was still in contact with people on Discord, mainly because they've been my support throughout any tough time. But I was in contact on Discord. I was definitely taking steps back from Discord from after that because I just didn't. I needed some time, but it took 2 weeks, and then I'm back to uploading my videos. Hell, fucking this week was the week I came back. I uploaded my 50 subscribers special. Uploaded that update video, and hey, look, here's another video that I'm recording right now. But my point is, you're not going to be gone forever because of somebody passing away, unless it's you. So he said that. But we also got the information at this point that he was potentially lying. And the main reason why we investigated this was because we believed he was doing this to get sympathy and attention, which we equate to, just bullshit. We don't want to fucking have people like that. So we investigated him, and we questioned him in the close. We questioned him about as much as we could to try to get any information about the surgery that he was getting, which, by the way, during that case, when we were investigating him there, he said that the reason why he didn't know why he was going to come back was because, people were saying that it was a really serious surgery and all this other stuff. Didn't mention anything about his grandparent. So he changed his story again. So we asked him what the surgery was. He said, I think it starts with like CH, CY, something. I don't remember exactly what he was.
He thought it started with CHL. Like he thought it was
CHL.
His first instinct was that it had to do with chloroform, which is something you knock people out with before you rape them.
Excuse me. I don't think my viewers are 7. I think they should probably know that. If they are 7, I have a tip.
Terrell thought he was talking about chlorophyll, so I mean.
If you are 7 and you're watching my videos, I have a tip. How about you make some videos and then say I make videos that are shit and I'm 7, and then I'll check out your channel and roast you too.
Or if you really want to go the extra mile, show your DMs where you're having like gay sex with old men online, and we'll
Jesus fucking Christ, no.
I mean,
I said if there's 7, that's freaking. Don't send me child porn.
Then Zycon was underage, dude. What do you mean?
Yeah, the difference is you're telling me to send DMs of fucking actual sex with old men. Son Zycon just retarded and he had a fucking message about butt plugs I could roast him on. Also, some potentially like Fuda and like furry shit. But I'll talk about that some other time when I actually do get around to making his video. The second part of his video. So where was I at? Okay, so he said it started with CHL, which we were like, okay, well, you don't know the exact name? And he's like, no. And then we're like, well, if it's a surgery that you're potentially going to die from, you probably are going to know the name of it. I don't care how young you are, which he wasn't too fucking young. I mean, he wasn't young enough to the point that, it's understandable why he wouldn't know, because, like, you're not going to have a 10-year-old know the fucking name. But the point is, he was old enough to know.
Hepatitis A to Z.
he had all the hepatitis. Sorry, Vegeta just had to make a joke about hepatitis. So he wasn't able to tell us what it was. We asked him what they did. He gave us an example or said something about what they did, which when we end up finding out information about him, we ended up finding out the information that he said, yep, this is it, this is what I had. It contradicted what he had said that they had done. We asked if he had the skull still, since he said it was some kind of heart surgery. If we asked if he had like the skull, what it looked like or anything like that, and he said that it was covered up by band-aids, which I don't think a hospital after doing some kind of heart surgery on you is gonna put a fucking little tiny band-aid on there and then kiss you boo-boo. So we had a little bit of doubt there. We asked, he said he was staying with a different relative, so he couldn't ask his mom. So we were like, okay, well, does his relative know what it is? Apparently no. Apparently the relative is actually brain dead and doesn't know what the fuck this other relative who's getting a potentially deadly surgery.
He also had no fucking phone to contact his mom with. His
Yeah.
mom just abandons him at a relative's house with no way to contact her because
Yeah,
she's neglected.
life-threatening surgery. Let me just drop you off at your relative.
Yeah, you just had a life-threatening surgery and you barely survived, but I'm gonna drop you off with some random relatives who have no idea what's going on and just abandon you while I go get high or something.
Oh my God.
Fucking crack nation, bro.
Hell yeah.
Childabuse.com.
Oh yeah, he said that like his iPhone, his iPad, like deleted the App Store and he couldn't.
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it,
let me-
but he had
I'll
Discord
explain
on
that.
it.
I'll explain that real quick. He said that he was talking to us on an iPad, and that iPad was a school-issued one, and that it didn't have the App Store, so he couldn't get some kind of thing to text his mom or something. And so we questioned, well, okay, if it doesn't have an App Store, how the fuck do you have Discord?
Exactly. I wish I had recorded the whole thing with Craigbot like I usually do when we expose people on the server, but
Yeah.
unfortunately
Yeah, he was trying
that
to
day-
justify. I'm sorry to cutting you off. He was trying to justify it because he said like the school didn't delete him. Nigga, okay, bitch.
God
If
damn it!
know,
What
if
was?
they-
God dang it! What was the one thing I said before the freaking podcast
I'm
started?
sorry, I'm getting too
No,
feisty.
he
Don't
did not
worry.
use the hard R. It's
I
fine.
didn't use the hard R. Don't worry. He just cut it out, you fucking dumbass. Okay, so like I was saying,
He just went Super
Dude.
Saiyan. He just went Super Saiyan. He's using his stand.
bro,
Stand to power!
bitch.
Is this the work of an enemy
Fucking
stand?
school- Oh my god, can I say the joke? Bitch, the fucking school know when you're jacking off to porn on your fucking iPad. What makes you think they're not gonna fucking touch Discord?
Yeah, they apparently removed his access from everything, including like the browser. But he had Discord and Token Battle.
Hmm,
Like,
and
they would
I,
fucking know you watch porn, so.
I also questioned the fact that when he said okay, I'll show you guys this. The problem is he's a man that had already stalled through time to try to come up with a solution on to try to bullshit his way through up to this point. So I already knew what was going to end up happening was he was going to try to do some kind of thing to stall through time while he looked up how to get rid of the App Store, because you can by yourself without it being some kind of school issued bullshit. He was going to look up how to do that, get rid of the App Store, take a screenshot, show us, and then give the App Store back. Because he was already stalling to try to figure out what he was going to say. So I didn't believe him, and even if he did send a fucking screenshot, fight me. Now, he did say that he had the documents at home, the difference being that we wouldn't accept that because he said he was going to be back home in fucking a few days, 5 days or some shit, right?
Yeah, he was trying to say that his mom wouldn't be able to tell him what the condition was, but she had the paperwork with her, and all this. He was trying to make excuses all for time while he looked for fake images online that would allow him to explain his condition. So
Yeah. So he ended up giving the actual. He ended up saying what the condition apparently was. Now, well, do you remember what fucking one it was? Because I don't give a shit right now.
It's coronary bypass.
Coronary bypass.
Artery bypass.
No, it's coronary, I think.
it was a coronary artery bypass,
Yeah,
and
coronary
essentially,
Yeah.
you just go Google it. You can find a little pamphlet that explains everything, but he had no idea what the surgery was or what the procedure was. He didn't even describe his incisions. Like, he said that he had small little scratches, but nothing was invasive. And yet during that surgery, they typically split the collarbone, so you have to have special wires or medical tape in place so your collarbone can repair itself. But yet he knew none of this, had none of this, and he said his excuse was he couldn't remember the surgery. And it's yeah, but you should be able to remember the things preceding it or following it. He also explained that the doctor told him he wouldn't feel any symptoms from the surgery like fatigue or exhaustion or soreness until 6 weeks after the surgery. And I'm just I don't know what kind of drugs that your mom gave you, but I would like some.
Gave him fucking straight up hard rock crack, okay?
Also, they gave him nothing for pain.
Staff.
Apparently, they gave him like some fucking basic antiviral shit. And yet, if you go to the emergency room for a fucking
no.
toothache,
They did give him something. They did give him something for pain. They gave him fucking acetaminophen, aka over-the-counter shit.
Yeah, and if you go to the fucking hospital for a fucking cavity ache, they will prescribe you morphine, okay? But you get your fucking chest slit open, and no, your collarbone cut in half, your leg or arm cut open. No, man, you're in the most intense pain you've ever felt. Here's some fucking aspirin, bitch. Deal with it. Maybe his mom went with him, and they could tell she was a heroin addict, so they didn't want to give him anything stronger. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, probably. Now the thing is, if it would have just had him lying like a little fucking faggot, I would have dropped it there. I wouldn't make a video on him. But there's two other things that make me want to do this video. One, after he was banned from the server, him and another fucking Weasley snake ass motherfucker named Switchy, were over in his server. They were over in his server, shit talking me and Jalel. Which I find very ironic that he was shit talking me when I at that time was still an admin in his fucking server. So he was talking all this mad shit. Why the fuck did you post that, Deadbolt? You just fucking ruined my flow because I look over and I see fucking Clothespins. You scared me.
That's a funny.
That's a funny. Back to the topic. God damn it. So he was talking all this mad shit, and I was an admin in his server. So apparently what he was saying was, he was talking all this shit about Jalel. Jalel, if you're still listening, I don't remember if he's even here or not. Is he? No, he isn't. Vegeta, if you remember anything that he said about Jalel, then type that in. I remember what he said about me. Apparently, from what he said about me, I heard through Vegeta. He was saying that I just follow and piggyback off of Jalel, which is funny considering.
Yeah, and Jarrell sucked my dick and piggybacked off of me, and how like we were nepotists and we didn't control our mods and blah blah blah, and how they were out of control.
My major point is, one, I don't piggyback off of Jalel. I do whatever I want to do, and me and Jalel, why would we piggyback off of each other when, like I said earlier, me and Jalel have a bit of a love-hate relationship?
Well, here's the other thing too. The other major thing with the Gogeta thing is like he brought this all to our attention by clout chasing and applying to be like a VIP content creator, which was essentially in the Clothespin server. If you got the role, essentially like the bot would display your content with notifications to everybody. So basically, you're like a featured content creator on a bigger YouTuber's platform. That's essentially what it was. It was for people like that we felt made amazing content who needed to be discovered. He applied to be a VIP content creator, and we are very thorough, which is why we were reviewing his stuff in the first place and found out about his deception.
Yeah, so Vegeta just said what he was saying about Jalel. What he was saying about Jalel was that he was abusing his power and that everyone followed Jalel because he was the law and all this bullshit. When, in all actuality, Jalel has never abused his power. People have accused him of that, but that's just because those people are salty. He's never abused his power.
I made him the role of the law because in another server, I believe it was Clyde's or Saber server, there was a meme where Jarrell, like, they were talking about how he sounded like Judge Dredd and he did the whole I am the law thing. And so in the Clothespin server, we continued the meme and people were being like, oh, well, you're not the law. Like, fuck the mods. I can do what I want. So I was like, fuck it. I'm making him an official role called the law, so people can no longer fucking say like, oh, he doesn't have authority. So
and on that, he's also, I'd like to say he's also the law girl here in my server, so yeah, he still is the law.
He's the law on my server as well.
Now he never has abused his power. Even if he were to ban somebody unjustly, guess what? We have that whole voting system too, where if somebody feels that.
But he's never banned anybody unjustly. People always question his bans, but like as soon as Clothespins would be like, "Hey, so like Kai wants to know why you did this," or he'd be like, "Hey, why did this guy get banned?" And Jarrell or myself or whoever else would say why Jarrell did it, they'd all be like, "Okay, we support that." So Jarrell we've had people claim so many times that, you know, Jarrell or whoever was abusing their power, and we would go and investigate, and there was never a single case where everybody said, "Yeah, this was wrong, Jarrell." No, it was always justified.
I'm gonna say what else Vegeta said that they were talking about. So the other thing Vegeta said was he found out that they were talking about that they were saying this stuff. So he had Gogeta and Switchy get in a call with me and Jarrell, and then when that happened, before that happened, he said that he didn't want them to talk about what happened in Clothespins server or bitch about being banned from there. So first off, when we get there, they aren't saying anything about why we're there. So me and Jarrell were pissed off why we were even brought here. We're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Then eventually they finally get around to telling us why, that they had a problem with Jarrell, and that they start going off about how Jarrell's abusing his power and things like that, and that he's like an asshole for no reason or some shit. Sorry. The whole time I'm questioning why I'm there. And I'm like, okay, well, why am I here? I heard from Vegeta that you were talking shit about me. And they were saying, oh no, we didn't say anything about you. Because they're cucking down because they know that I could talk shit about them on my channel. I could actually fucking roast them and destroy his channel.
As soon as all I found out about it, because we had called Switchy out for his shit previously, and he was really close to being banned.
Don't get me fucking.
As soon as I found out about it,
no, I want get on. Let's get on. Let's talk about Switchy. Let's talk about Switchy.
Hold on. As soon as I found out about what Gogeta and Switchy did, I added him in the general chat in front of the entire Clothespin server and was like, really? Do you think we wouldn't find out about you trying to bring the drama elsewhere to avoid getting banned here? Like, what do you have to say for yourself? And he was just ducking and trying to make it seem like we were abusing him, and we just banned him.
Okay, so with Switchy, if no one knows who Switchy is, I'll explain it. Alright. You ever have that one friend who likes to make references to shit, and he thinks he's funny because he knows the reference? Like, he just makes the reference for no reason? That's what fucking Switchy is. The guy is not fucking funny. He would repeat the same fucking joke 6 times. Like, his comedy consists of nothing but inside jokes. And it's fucking annoying as shit. This guy literally went on Clothespin's stream, and he's known because he was playing Smash with him, and his dash dancing ability was that he was just hitting the stick really fast, and that he was doing it really fast. And Clothespins was impressed by it, so he starts using that as his own ego, as his own personality. And I literally made fucking fun of him, and I was like, look Clothespins, look what I can do. And I start fucking mimicking what he's doing. I'm like, dude, you're not fucking special. And then he goes and starts making inside jokes, and no one fucking understands it. Literally, when you type something funny, he would make it unfunny immediately with his, like, fucking quirks and references. Like, he loves to fucking reference TFS out of the fucking blue. I don't know why, but that's what people love to fucking do, and it's just so...
He's that kind of guy who goes to the mall and yells dick.
Yeah.
Really loud.
No.
And then he goes into a Walmart and yells dick really loud and thinks it's funny.
That actually takes balls. He would just say, let's do the Harlem Shake, guys, in the fucking mall.
Oh yeah, he's that type
that's
of
him.
That's
him.
He's that type of dude who goes and he's that type of guy who would be like, sup guys, on YouTube today, I'm gonna be contacting XXXTentacion from beyond the grave.
Can I get 3 likes on this, guys?
He's the type of fucking retard that would walk into a fucking Walmart, right? And then all of a sudden he just go, I'm Pickle Rick! And start like making incoherent noises and squeeing.
He's the type of guy.
Everyone would think he's autistic and not say anything about it because they don't want to fucking call out an autistic bastard.
He's the type of guy who would hear people talking about a UFC fight and go in there and be like, guys, so like the KSI versus Jake Paul fight was so fucking good. Like, oh my god, it's the best fight I've ever seen. Like, those guys could kick John Jones's ass any day of the week.
He's the
Like,
type of
dude,
guy
like-
that would hear somebody talking about the military and say, "Oh, I was in Job Corps."
Literally, okay, so Killing King Garrus says to me, he's like, I mean, I try to be funny, but holy shit. Here's the thing, okay, my number one advice for being funny is to not fucking try. Let that shit flow out of your mouth. Like, literally, like, you're sucking someone's dick. You just let it go with the fucking flow, really. And you just fucking become funny. You just become...
Loosen up that fucking jaw and accept that man juice.
Yeah, exactly. Just suck that dick and just keep sucking it. And like when the semen comes out, you swallow.
Do it so
You-
do it so your man will buy you fucking diamonds.
Don't
Just do
try
it,
it, man. Like it's impossible to be not funny. You
Do
just have
it.
to try to not be
There
not
is no
funny.
try.
Like, I want to get back onto the topic. I know
He's the type of guy who would bump Snickerdoodle Gang in his car every day.
Like, you know what? You know, he's the kind of guy who go, you know what kind of train this is?
Love Train.
It's a hype train.
He's the type of person.
He's like,
that
you want to
fucking-
hear Sakamoto Mo Bamba?
He's the type of fucking retard that would wear unironically wear a muffin button.
Guys, I know it's been like a year, but Despacito Part 2.
Hey guys,
All right, guys. I know it's funny to make fun of Switchy, but I want to try to
so
get.
basically,
I don't want this. I don't want this podcast to be like fucking
Alright,
7 hours
alright.
long.
Yeah,
Um,
we're bullying children, okay?
Live
but-
bullying of children.
Leave the bullying of children to me.
Toddler Fight Club, nigga. shit.
Whoa, racist.
Yeah. Thanks. I already got fucking mad at Deadbolt. I've already used up all my Super Saiyan juice.
Sorry.
So the thing about Switchy that was mainly the pissing off a lot of us here, a lot of us at the server, not here. He was never in the server, nor would I fucking allow him. The main thing, well, besides clout chasing, was that he would fucking ignore the mods. There was several times where Jaleel would tell him to stop fucking doing something because he was being annoying, or he was spurging out, or he was clout chasing. And he'd proceed to get smart assy with Jaleel and just be smug and a fucking dickhead. Now he said when he was talking to me and Jaleel in that private call that the reason why he was doing that was because he doesn't like Jaleel. Jalel's mean and like he's always being rude and stuff like that. So he was being rude back. And then I said, okay, well, what about me, bitch? I was like, what about me? I try to be respectful to him and tell him, look, dude, just can you stop this? And then he would still be a smart ass to me. And he fucking ducked out of that. He was not gonna fucking answer me. He was like, oh, I never did that. And I'm like, bullshit.
He's the type of guy to literally whisper on you your breath. It's like
He wouldn't listen to the mods, but if one of us admin got onto him, he would fucking cut down immediately and like, oh, I'm not mean. I don't clout chase guys. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just joking. But the thing is, when I fucking called him out, he fucking cut down my massive dick. Let's get back to the Gogeta though. We had a fun bullying Switchy. Let's go back to Gogeta here because there's one other thing that made me want to make this make the video that I'm going to make on him, and that's that he's accused of abusing somebody close to him. I'm not going to go too much in detail, mainly because I don't want to, private stuff there. Some of it's private stuff, but he's accused of getting somebody who he's supposed to love for trying to encourage them to cut themselves.
Yeah, encouraging self-mutilation and self-harm.
And the thing is about this fucking little sleazy bastard, he was talking to me at one point about this said person, saying that they're constantly making him feel bad, that they're constantly suicidal for no reason, as he said, and that it's weighing down on him, and he's trying to get all this pity. The more now that we have the whole context of him lying about the surgery for pity, now that we have that context, all these other things are looking more like him trying to get pity and trying to get attention. I'm gonna quickly pull up something in my
Yeah, we
DM.
had the screenshots of him encouraging self-harm.
Yeah, we have him encouraging self-harm. So at one point, I had been we at the server were going through some kind of drama, completely uninvolving him. I didn't need any of his support necessarily, but whatever. you know, whenever we're going through drama, I appreciate any support, I guess. So if you want to send me support, if you want to send me love, message me on Discord. Please, I need friends.
You have no friends.
I have no friends. Both the people here in this podcast beat me every night. In Deadbolt's case, he beats me with his dick. So he said something in the DMs. He said, I'll read the exact fucking thing. He says, "Yo, bro, I'll always have you back and support you. I have 3 mental depressive disorder, stage 3 mental depressive disorder. So I felt a little hurt with what he said. Now, I'm not going to necessarily say that he doesn't have some kind of depressive disorder, but with everything else added onto this, and the fact that he's actually encouraging somebody to self-mutilation, it's I doubt it now. I don't want to necessarily say that he's lying, but it is doubtful to me, and I don't know where he is lying and where he isn't. Anyway, he said, so I felt a little hurt with blah, blah, blah. And then this person says, I just want you to know, man, I love you, bro, and your content makes me feel better. I got you. Yeah, I don't think that's true. Mainly because we called you out on potentially lying, and you got fucking salty with us, and so, one, shit-talking behind our back, which I do have the fucking, you know, Gogeta has fucking told me about the shit that you've been saying. Not Gogeta, Vegeta has been telling me about the shit that you've been saying. He had told me about this stuff, and he has sent me all of the evidence that I need to completely fucking destroy you. The reason why I haven't is because, one, because of personal things in my life that have pushed back the video, as well as the Kai situation, which is way more pertinent than some little fucking retard lying about having some kind of heart surgery. And the other reason, the most important one, is the fact that this involves somebody that cares about you, that you're trying to encourage to harm themselves. And I don't want to do this.
And we want to protect them.
I want to protect them from any of this. And that's my main goal about this. I don't, if they don't want me to talk about this type of stuff in my video, go into detail, I won't. I will leave that out, but I will mention that it is a thing. But I won't go into detail if they don't want me to. And that's the main thing. I want to make sure that they're okay, and I want to make sure that they aren't going to be continued to be pushed into self-mutilation because of you. Either way, I have a 2-part video planned and already scripted. If you want to push me, then you can. I'm ready to fire. Alright, do either of you have anything to say about it?
Literally, if you just there to seek attention for sympathy, and you end up losing friends, you fucking get what you deserve.
Yeah, it's one thing to be edgy and meme, like, you know, like, make jokes about suicide or whatever. Even though it's a serious subject, people shouldn't really take it lightly. But, like, you understand, some people make edgy, dark jokes, some people have dark humor. I have depression. I have depression, yeah. Sorry to cut you off. I have depression. And I'm perfectly fine with suicide jokes. Because I think if we can laugh the pain away, it's good. But the difference is, there's a difference between joking and pushing somebody and encouraging somebody to do it. I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, and I tried to kill myself when I was younger. And yet, I have a dark sense of humor. I fucking trolled somebody and sung a song about suicide to them in one of my videos. But I never encouraged them to commit suicide. They threatened to leave Discord. I encouraged them to leave Discord because they admitted to being a pedophile. But that's
literally, yeah. But sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry, but literally, I was the same thing. Like, in middle school, I wanted to kill myself too because I was that fucking kid that no one liked, and especially how your own family members literally just don't want anything involved with you because of social status. I just wanted to kill myself, and I almost did it. But like, they stopped me, and Literally, I won't do the same unless it's like I really want them dead, as in like they've done something fucked up, then I want them dead. But other than that, usually I'll help them escape that. Trust me, I've had friends help me with suicide before too. Like I almost killed myself, I think 2 years ago as well. Almost tried to kill myself, and some kid literally called the cops. He lives all the way in Florida. He called the cops, and then he managed to find my address, and they came here and they sent me to medical help.
Yeah, for me it was like 11 years ago. For me, I actually threw myself in front of a truck, so that was great. I survived, obviously, but yeah, no, but like it's one thing to meme, it's another thing to like intentionally like encourage it. And also, on the subject of like serious shit, I would like to take time to recognize Deadbolt's greatest achievement, in my opinion, and that's not the fact that he's gone viral with his JoJo video, but all the fucking weight that he has lost, dude. Like,
oh yeah,
congratulations, man. Like, I'm fucking proud. Like, dude, like you look like so fucking thin, dude. Like that video right there, you look like a completely different person. Like, that's amazing that you had the willpower to go through with that. That's a great transformation.
Before you look like JonTron, and now you look like JonTron if he was actually somewhat healthy.
Yeah, no, like
wait
until
a few more months.
You have made a transformation. Buff. You're like the Forever World transformation without the crack addiction.
Literally, the reason why I wanted to lose weight was because I just got bored of being fat. I was just bored. I was like, you know what, man? It's boring being fat, because like that's my identity. Being fat is my identity, you know. Because the thing is, it's that the common trope is that if you're fat, you're funny. So, and then one day I was like, man, I'm bored of being fat. So I just ended up.
I'm fat and I'm fucking hilarious. I mean, what?
Yeah, I mean, like, look at Gabriel Iglesias, man. But yeah, like right now I've cheated my diet. I mean, I quit my diet. I'm going back to it tomorrow. But I quit my diet is because I was like low on money. The only thing I could live off of was like candy bars and like junk food. But now, and originally I was gonna like start back today, but my friend invited me to like Taco Bell, and I almost vomited. So not because of the Taco Bell, because I ate too much, and I sat up, and like the shock just made me want to vomit. So
yeah, I've actually been losing some weight myself. The only reason I can't fully commit to the diet that you were on, which I plan on doing, is again same situation as you, just financial burdens.
Yeah,
I just don't have the money.
I mean, you're gonna need a lot of money, but slowly but surely you're not gonna need it anymore, because you're not.
Yeah, I know. I'll need a lot of money. I'll get there eventually. Like, I didn't even buy this mic. Like, it's not my money that bought this mic. So, for people who are like, well, why are you buying like a $300 mic then? Well, I didn't pay for it. So,
I was gonna say this. Like, start of 2018. I burned so many fucking bridges, man. Like, I've lost so much friends. I burned so many bridges. Like, practically, I was just alone. Okay, as soon as I started talking to you guys, my life has fucking changed, and I appreciate being with you guys, being a part of this, you know, because
yeah, like, dude, I'm so proud of everybody here. Like, I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. Yeah. Like, and here's the thing, I have really no friends in real life, and before people are Me like, too. Oh, he's an internet troll in his basement with no friends. No, the people I hung out with, because I grew up in very like ghetto hard areas. Like, the people I hung out with were the type of people who were going to jail and like getting on drugs or like getting killed, things like that. And the reason I don't really have real life friends is because those people and the people I went to school with, they weren't real friends. Like, they either stabbed me in the back or they were getting in all kinds of trouble. And I chose to better my life by saying, hey, you know what? I did all this partying as a teenager. I don't need that kind of life. I don't need to be, you know, doing drugs and hanging out with all these people. Like, I'm fine being a nerd and playing video games and doing YouTube stuff. Like, I'm okay with that. It's not that I don't have a life. It's that I choose not to have much of I choose not to be too much of an outrovert as far as like real life, simply because like I just don't want to be involved in drama and bullshit. And all the people who I was friends with, it doesn't mean I can't make new friends in life. Obviously, I moved to a new area, but like, it doesn't mean I can't make new friends. It just means that like I'm more picky about who I choose to associate with, because
like,
I don't want to walk down that path where it's like, you know, I'm gonna end up fucking like getting shot up or like fucking doing heroin or some bullshit like that, you know?
Funny thing too is that like earlier today, like the reason why we're doing the podcast so late, like I mean that's gonna be dated, but like because funny thing is that I was hanging out with a friend who's best friends with the guy who I stopped talking to. Literally, those two guys were fucking close, and I'm about to take away his best friend because like literally like I've been teaching him how to play Pokemon. I've been getting him into the game, like the card game, and I helped him make his first deck, and he's really interested. Hell, I even got him to play a little bit of Magic, and he beat me in his first game. Like dude, like I've been like hooking him up with cards for my openings, and I've been just helping him out, and he's like, yo dude, man, like I should just start hanging out with you more, you know? He's like, I never talked to anyone, and you just been going to car shop, taking me to places and all that. It's like, yeah, you know, because no one knows, none of your friends or none of the people in our circle knows that I've lost weight or that I learned how to drive and all that. They still think I'm a deadbeat piece of shit.
I love driving. Driving is... I feel like I was born, like, I can, like, it's weird, but, like, whenever I drive, I feel at home more than anything else. Like, that, like, gives me peace of mind, and, like, I'm so into cars and stuff, like, I just, like, I can feel the car shifting under me, like, I can feel the weight balance of the car, I can feel when something's off. I just have, like, a natural attunement to cars, like, but, like, being a nerd's fucking awesome, like, that's a positive thing, like, people have the stereotypes of fucking nerds, but to be honest, like, I'm sorry, but playing some Kingdom Hearts 3, to me, sounds like a lot more fun than going to Miami and fucking doing some blow off of a hooker's dirty asshole.
The thing is that when people who question others' hobbies, it's they're either insecure or they're just too boring to have a hobby. Those are the two reasons. Awkward silence. But like that's what I said.
Wait, Polar. Hold up. I don't know if you want to talk about this on the podcast, but I didn't even know you were going to do option 3. What?
Yeah. I'll talk about that if you want.
Number 15.
Talk about...
So
Killer
okay.
Queen memes the dust.
Alright, so for everyone to know, I'll just actually pin this just so I can get the screenshot later. I made a poll in on my server. I guess a poll. I'm just asking what video I should make after my video on 2K 2ndStatus. God damn it, I can't fucking keep a consistent name for him. So I was either going to do my video on Gogeta after my video on my second part of my son's Icon video, or the third option of making my video on Chills. For all of you that don't know who Chills is, he's the very famous
number 15 Burger King foot lettuce.
No, you're having enthusiasm. You gotta sound like you're fucking dying.
Yeah,
you're gonna sound like your fucking soul's been ripped out.
Foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is somebody's foot fungus. But that might be what you get.
Exactly what you're going to get at one local Burger King, as we see. The employees posted these photos of their feet in the
Okay, that's enough,
lettuce.
but we get the meme.
Not number 9. 2 niggas kissing.
God,
Last thing you want
Deadbolt!
in your image
Could
board
you
is
imagine?
2
Could you
niggas
imagine?
kissing.
Hey, could you imagine if he was the
As it
voice for
turns
like
out,
Big
that might
Smoke?
be what you get.
I want a number 9, a number 9 large, 2 number 7.
You know Chills raps, right?
Number 3. Yeah. I
Oh
know.
my god, I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I was planning on making a video on Chills. I had a couple of videos that I had got from his channel, not top 15s, necessarily, but I had got from his channel, his one Chills. I also got a few on top 15, but the point is, I got videos that were just really stupid, and my main point is that he doesn't fucking do any bit of fucking research.
His gimmick is his voice is monotone, but like he's such a half-baked YouTuber because if you look through his videos, all he does is recycle his own content like he's on like a couple different channels that deal with like certain horror stories and things like that. He takes videos like that he's done for another channel and he'll just recycle the same video and do it on his channel. But it gets worse than that. Like he'll supposedly update and do new videos, but they're the same videos. And literally the guy doesn't do research, and like he half-ass pretends like he believes half of it, but he also like acts like he wants to remain neutral and skeptical. Like the dude has no position. Like the only gimmick he has going for him is he has a monotone voice.
Okay, so like for an example on one of them, it was a video that was like something like 10 or 9 or something like that. Things for videos, disturbing videos from fucking Disneyland or something like that. One of them was clearly a fake video of supposedly the a recording of when the what was his name, Debbie Stone, an employee at Disneyland. She died. This is real. She died at the America Sings attraction by getting caught in between a stationary wall and a moving wall, and she got crushed to death. And there's a video basically saying that it's the real footage. No, it's easily debunkable by the fact that the scream of her, apparently her screaming, is clearly added in post. 1, 2, the time that she had died, home video recording would be very unlikely to have been seen, since it would have been a lot more clunky and hectic. Not completely out of possibility, but the main thing that I could do to debunk it was I found the actual scream and a stock website.
The only video that I like, one of the only things during, I think it was that same video, the only one that seemed kind of credible was the one where this young African American kid, and this is real, his hat fell off on like the Batman ride or whatever.
I know.
And like he hopped the fence to go get it, and he ended up getting decapitated. And his version of the video shows this kid hop the fence, and like it looks like he picks up something off the track, and then like he looks up, but like the video cuts out, and so like obviously they're not going to show that, so that could potentially be real, but I fucking doubt it.
No, that I know what situation you're talking about. That situation was something that happened at, I believe, Kings Island.
It happened.
Either Kings Island or Six Flags. I don't remember off the top of my head, and it was a podcast on the switch. It actually happened. 1, the kid jumped safety fences, so the kid's fucking retarded. And 2, there was no video footage of it, so the video footage would have been fake.
Well, whoever it was did jump the safety fence and get on the fucking track.
It's true.
So.
It is a true story.
No, I'm saying that video in particular. That video was real. That some young African American kid, like the video that was shown, really did jump the safety fence and get on the tracks. But it's debatable as to whether or not that was actually the footage from that dead kid. Probably not. It's probably some other idiot who jumped the fence, but they probably lived.
What I'm saying is it was the situation of that kid doing that was real. The footage that he showed accompanying it was not the real footage. And I'd also like to note that I believe it was in that situation. I think there's a lawsuit in that situation, and Kings Island or whatever was found obviously not guilty because not responsible for the man's death. But I think out of all the Disney ones, that one's a major topic of my video, mainly because he fucking gets almost all of those wrong in some way. It's my main point on Chills is that he doesn't get any information right. He doesn't do any research, and that he rides off the idea that his fucking voice is bland, and that's it. And so, I mean, fuck, what was that one video? It was this one video that was at Space Mountain or something, and he said that there was like, this ghost that it was found on Space Mountain while the person was writing. I actually looked it up. That video is footage of Space Mountain back during a Halloween event. I believe it was called Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy, which is they revamp all of it, Space Mountain to have projections of like ghosts in it. So he basically took an actual attraction for Halloween that Disney had and said that this is a scary thing that's, look at it. It's totally not a projection or a hologram or whatever that's supposed to be.
The irony is you can actually find top 10 list channels out there who do actually show the actual footage of like horrible ride failures and things that result in deaths.
Yeah.
Like people, like you can actually find the actual footage and like see the bodies hit the ground, all kinds of awful things, and like it's unedited and like it's real. And
those channels typically also. Well, those channels typically get taken away because of it breaks terms of service.
Not entirely. It depends.
With violence,
like,
yes.
Well, no, it's because they have they have the video set to like 18 plus and stuff, so it's fine. It's also considered informative and things like that, educational or whatever. Like,
I used to be subscribed to one of those channels. I used to be subscribed to one of those channels mainly because it interested me. Mainly, so one of the videos interested me. This was a while back too. But the channel ended up getting taken down because of the violations of the terms of service, because of the fact that they showed videos of people dying.
But I'm just saying there are plenty of channels out there you can find about that right now. Most of them are
more interesting ones, yes.
There's plenty of interesting ones still. Most of them from what I saw were getting taken down because A, they weren't rating the videos as being like explicit adult only, like 18 plus, and B, they were monetizing them. Most of the ones that are still up are ones who like have them rated 18 plus and they don't monetize. They get all of their money through donations through like Patreon and shit.
I gotta check up on
I'm subscribed to several right now on a couple of my channels where I can go and watch that shit, and they've been doing it for years.
All right. So I was just wanting to bring up the chills topic. I have a couple of other videos planned with other people about other people, or other videos, not specifically people in one case. It's just a video, and
you heard it here first, guys. Official news: Killer Queen Memes the Dust has videos planned with people about other people.
Shut up. So obviously, I'll talk about the ones I have planned because I want to be transparent about it. I have the ones I've already talked about. The three I've already talked about. So those three, of course, being the 2ndStatus, the Sun's Icon Part 2, and the Chills video. I have another video on. I need to double check what this person's name is. He's a brainlet. It's the video is called DLC characters a problem in Smash Ultimate. The person who made it was called Sealoth or whatever. The video is absolutely retarded. I have a video planned on that one, mainly just debunking all the shit he says and saying how retarded he is. And besides that, I think that's all the ones I have in the works currently. No, I have the JoJo Part 1 review. I'm putting it in quotes because it's gonna be something fucking funny. It's a meme review. And I also have something else in the works too, but I can't remember what it fucking was, and I don't really give a shit right now to remember what it is. Oh yeah, the Persona 5 review. So I'll give this time because I think pretty much that's it. I'll give this time if you guys want to talk about anything that you guys are going to be doing, or anything else. If you have anything else to say, I will allow you guys to say.
Yeah, so I Grim the Fang King. The first thing I'm doing is I gotta upload it. I've just been busy trying to plan this with you guys and founding cunt and all these other things. So obviously the first thing I'm doing is a major channel update video where I kind of go over everything that happened with me basically going my own way from the league and why it's been so long since I put out content. I have a story time type of thing. It's not really a story time template, but it's sort of like a dark humor, ironic, like we are horrible people thing that I have enlisted vDeadbolt to go ahead and edit and produce for me, which he's working on right now to get out this video series where basically I can't say that like all the stories are true or whatever. People can obviously make shit up and I have no way of verifying that, but basically it's stories of me and other people basically talking about horrible things we've done in our past, like mostly when we were like younger or whatever. Most of my stories take place a very long time ago. Totally different person now. Obviously some things may be embellished or whatever, but you know, it's mostly for entertainment purposes. It might offend a bunch of people, but honestly my fan base already knows that I'm kind of just an asshole on YouTube, so I don't think it'll be a problem. I have a video coming up about how strong Pain is from Naruto. I've been working on that. I just have to get that out. Again, I'm also trying to work on a new intro or something, so before I do all of this. And then, of course, I'm going to be doing my own videos, possibly on 2ndStatus, depending on the situation that happens. And I want to get back to making some music as soon as my mic comes in and everything's all set up. I don't want to do music as it is because I don't want the quality of the audio to suck balls. So that's one of the main reasons I haven't been doing that. And then I actually do want to get into gaming videos myself. Like, I don't expect to... I'm not trying to become like one of those fucking Let's Play YouTubers or anything, or try to get big off of that. I'm not expecting that or anything. I do what I do for fun. And I just want to like get into some stuff that I want to have fun with. Like, I want to play like horrible games on PC, like find like retarded games, like all the new simulator games they make, like Gym Simulator, and just like stupid like games like that nobody ever asked for, and just have a fun time just playing them and seeing how awful they are. That's kind of like what I want to do. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have planned for the immediate future. What about you, Deadbolt?
I don't know. Okay, so right now I'm in the middle of process of editing a video. It was gonna feature Kai. I'm still gonna go through because I'm almost done with it, and I just have to add in the music and all that. And I just need to upload for what I've got. My video for JoJo's doing good, so I'm very excited. I know I'm getting overwhelmed with views. That I hope those views transition to my other videos. And I do have a video ready, planned. I'm planning a script right now. I'm brainstorming right now of a script, for another video, like an actual main review. So.
Yeah, and we also talked about doing like other anime guessing stuff, right? Like we had talked about potentially doing since the JoJo thing is doing well, and obviously we can't keep using JoJo as a template, but we can do things like where we each give like, or like people give like terrible descriptions of anime, and other people try to guess what anime it is and things like that. Since people seem to be enjoying that, I would love, like, again, I think that would be great for us to do.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I'm doing. It's like I hope my channel actually becomes grown, because that's my dream, to like having an audience and like sharing my passion with everyone else, you know, like inspiring people, because I've inspired a couple people to do videos. I got my friend to like make reviews because of what I've done, you know. I've got people doing what I'm doing, and that's nice, you know. It warms my heart to see people watching my videos getting inspired. I literally told my friend that when he was helping me record, he was like, "Why you want to do it for the money?" I was like, "No, because I want to inspire people, you know, because that's why I want to."
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing more fucking gratifying. Like, that's one of the things I'm proudest of when people enjoy my content. Like, that's one of the things like I'm uber proud of. It's like whenever I did my Sun's Icon thing, and that and his response to me is what originally like spurred Killer Queen's interest in doing like a Sun's Icon thing, and like that made me like super proud, and the fact that like people enjoyed that and like Killer makes amazing content, so like I couldn't be happier that like I had some part in that. So like I think it's amazing, and I agree with you. Like, there's nothing more gratifying than doing content and people are like, "Hey, I enjoyed that. Like this content, like, you know, makes me happy." Like, there's nothing better than that. So
I think that's pretty much it for the podcast then in that case. It's already fucking late as balls.
No, like, yeah, I've been zoning out. I'm just playing Magic online, so.
I didn't ask about what you were playing.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like we've just been going too long. I just might as well pass the time.
He's been playing with himself while we were.
Yeah.
I've been passing the time.
Then I'm getting into Magic again, so.
Well, boy, I've been passing the time sucking you pee. So what about that?
Teddy.
I've been passing the time by looking up people sending water to the poor souls in Africa, just loading that shit up in a cardboard box full of H2O and dropping it out of Apache attack helicopters. So,
hey, I sexually identify as that. That's kinky.
I mean, I sexually identify as an air conditioner in Florida.
Oh, that's hot. Oh, that's
Exactly. It is very, things are getting very humid up in this chat.
Oh shit, man. I identify as I don't know. I'll decide one day.
My barometer is off the charts. That's the only bad part about like living down in Florida. I'm not even gonna talk about the heat. Just the fact that like we don't get any like epic storms down here. Like that's one of the things that like a lot of people may not know is like one of my passions is storm chasing, and I've had like footage and pictures of like chasing tornadoes and stuff like that. And like don't get those down here really. Like you get some water spouts occasionally. Yeah, like hurricanes is what we get. It's like, but what am I gonna do? Like what the fuck am I gonna do for storm chasing footage for a hurricane? I'm just gonna like stand outside and be like, wow guys, it's really windy, and then I just fly off into the air and die, and it's like, all right, that was my storm chasing video. Some poor sap's gonna have me like wrapped around a fucking stop sign or something and just find my dead body in my smashed phone and take out the SD card and upload the video to YouTube.
Upload the video to YouTube. Some idiot gets killed by hurricane doing YouTube
Yeah,
video.
exactly. This Grim, like my intro is like the Grim the Fang King here. Like I'm standing out in this Category 5 hurricane, and the person's just like, this Grim the Fang King guy basically murdered himself by stepping out into like 120 mile an hour winds. All right. Like, I also want to start doing some like possible like I want to do more like debate videos as well, and possibly like verses and stuff. Obviously the pain video is a scaling video, but I'm not necessarily changing my YouTube to that platform. I just like the great thing about my YouTube is it's directionless, and I can just do whatever I want and have fun. And like, my viewers seem to be loyal to the point where like they get a kick out of most of my content. So like, I don't have any specific. It's not like I have to be a YouTube drama guy, or I have to be a rapper, or I have to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're talking about. The same with me, except for that one
Exactly.
fucking World of Light video I made. It got like fucking 20 views, and that's it. Like, it died.
Exactly. Like,
Never
that's
doing
the
that
thing,
again.
like-
By the way, guys, if you're waiting for the second part for the World of Light video, how about you guys watch the first part, and then I'll actually consider
Can
making
this
the second
video
part.
get can this video get 10,000 likes?
Wow, this is sad. Can we get 50 likes?
Right, like it's one of those things where it's like, I've told people this a million times because people are like, well, Grim, you need a template, like you need to follow like this form to be a big YouTuber, and it's like, number
That's something
one,
Kai said.
well, he said it before, but like other people have told me that.
Yeah, I mean, I was
It's
just
like, no.
saying because that's
I do whatever sparks my interest. Like if
Yeah.
like one day somebody may be talking about Naruto and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna do a Naruto video, or like one day I might be doing a song, or like I might be playing a shitty game or whatever. Like just whatever strikes my interest and I want to make content about, I'm going to do. So, and of course I'm still gonna do YouTube drama stuff. I'm still gonna fucking call people out and like fucking like this Discord expose shit. Like I still like doing that stuff. It's fun. I love bullying people on the internet. Apparently, we're all a bunch of racist bullies. So, got to keep that up. But
so. Just saying that made me think of something. You want to say that Kai said something about like, oh, you need to have a formula. Well, why the fuck did you upload that vlog? That's not part of his gaming
Yeah,
formula.
like literally, like I was just laughing
Guys,
the whole time.
Kai thinks Deadbolt's super unoriginal because he does Pokemon TCG videos, but this man made a
Hey.
vlog of him and his girlfriend eating at a random burger place.
Well, here's the thing.
Talking about hiding baby bodies, baby.
Yeah,
children's
talking about
bodies.
hiding the bodies of little kids in the shed and shit. Like, yeah.
Bro, I just want to say this. If Kai wants to, like, just want to say that, like, my videos are uninspiring, dude. I got people in Clothespins server playing Pokemon TCG.
He has no fucking charisma, my dude. Like, oh my god. Literally, this guy is like the same guy who, like, before New Year's released his video where he's like, I lied to you all. I made promises that I was going to deliver this content and these sprite animations and things like that, and I didn't. And it's a new year, and I'm going to release good original content. Where's it at? Where's your I'm calling you out, boy. Where's your sprite animations? All those fighting game stuff where you're gonna show off Fighter Z combos and crazy stuff? Where's that at? Where the fuck is that content? Because it doesn't exist, and it's already about to be March, my dude.
I'm gonna say this. It's like, look, even JVolt, a member from Clothespins server, like started playing the game. He's in the call right now with us, and he started playing the game because I started posting videos of actual gameplay, and that got people intrigued because like once you actually show gameplay and explain how the Pokemon game works, it's really fucking fun. And like if anyone's watching this, I recommend picking up the game. The game's free to play. You know, there's a grind system, but like I can actually help you out get started. You know, I've been helping people in the server getting started with the game. I'm actually going to start releasing tutorial videos soon to get people get started, you know.
I also
I'm gonna start releasing tutorial videos on how to be big gay.
Oh, but Deadbolt's the expert at that.
I'm an expert, man. I suck like 10 dicks at once.
Exactly. I'm gonna release videos. It's gonna be like how to be big gay, and I'm just gonna play one of Deadbolt's videos, and it's gonna be my content for the next 12 years. I'm gonna ride off his dick into the sunset while I get millions of views.
Hey, that means you're both the big gay because you're riding off his dick, and he just innately is.
Exactly.
Double the gay.
It's dude. It's meta gay.
Oh.
Yeah, so when are we gonna end this? Are we just gonna keep going on, or?
Guys, I'm gonna start doing reviews of supernatural episodes. I identify as Dean Winchester. Set the programmer exposed.
Oh gosh. Fuck, I was gonna say something about Kai, and all of you, like, you made me fucking forget about that because you said that big gay shit. Fuck. Okay, never mind, I forgot. So whatever, we'll just end it. So I'll leave a link to everyone's channel in the description. There might be an end card also, I don't know. It depends if I fucking want to add it. For everyone's channel, go check out Deadbolt's channel and Grim's channel.
You see that, guys? He's giving us his plug.
Just wait for later tonight. I'll give you the other plug.
Oh yes, Daddy.
So check out their channel. Say Grim makes really great content. So does Deadbolt, and also I'll leave a link to down below for Deadbolt's Pokemon channel if you're interested in learning about Pokemon TCG.
And don't forget to subscribe to T-Series.
No, don't subscribe to T-Series. Don't.
Down to the basement, replacement, goes as placement. Big bucks payment, I dirty like a slave man. Began to lose patience to these complacent successes who assesses rules that assassinate us like me. A lot of confidence, but fall from vanity. Reason why I got a crew behind me, my family. Even if they try to bribe. Okay.